simple training course and you can take it as soon as you hit your 14th birthday. Once you've done that, you have to go through at least 11 hours of face-to-face training. You'll then graduate as a Level 7 official, which means you can take charge of county-level games. But hold your horses, there's still a long way to go to get to the Premier League. Your next step is to spend a year each at Levels 6, 5 and 4. This covers the top of the amateur game. Only at Level 3 do you start doing Northern Counties or Isthmian League level games, for example. If you've done this all quickly, you can reach Level 2 and ref your first National League match after, I don't know, 6 years? After getting enough experience at that level, you can apply to be a referee in the EFL. There's an interview, people watching you do games, and then, if the EFL are happy, you'll be granted a Level 1 licence to ref in games in League 2 and above. Now, they don't just say on you go to the Premier League, you have to work your way up through the divisions. Only after years of hard work and refereeing on cold Tuesday nights in Stoke can you be considered to do matches in some of Europe's very best stadiums. Now, who was the youngest to reach the very top? It was actually Michael Oliver. He reffed his first Premier League match in 2010 at the tender age of just 25. So if you want to follow in his footsteps, crack on. It'll only take you roughly a decade, thousands of hours of work and an incredibly thick skin. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough for the top flight. That means there's not even a 1 in 1,000 chance you'll even make it in. Obviously, referees can make mistakes, but when you think about it, having a go at them is kind of like slating a brain surgeon.
A very good morning to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne, alongside the one and only former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
So Aston Villa secured Champions League football last night with a 4-2 win over Liverpool. John McGinn's late strike was the pick of the bunch.
McGinn on his left foot. Oh, what a finish from John McGinn. He's a man that doesn't believe in tap-ins. He sealed this one with a sensational goal.
What is he eating at the moment? What is he having? John McGinn. I need some of that in my life. I wish he didn't block me. He's blocked me. That game was live and exclusive for you last night.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
We will have.
Yeah, we'll have a chat about this game.
There's two massive games coming up today. One north of the border where challengers Celtic face leaders Hearts, with the winner claiming the Scottish Premiership title. Mama feels sick. Hearts boss Derek McInnes is ready to go.
You know, it's a perfect ending to a season, you know, for the league. Scottish football, you know, for drama and excitement, you know, it's pure box office.
He's right about that. We'll have all the updates in that game from Parkhead at 12:30 today. And it's FA Cup final day as well. Pep Guardiola's Man City face Callum McFarlane's Chelsea. At Wembley, Pep thinks it's about time Wembley pays tribute to his greatness.
Disappointing English football to not making a stand to Pep. You know that. So many times I've been there, at least a lounge or a box or something like that. So.
Who is this joker? Who's this man making gags in press conferences? I like this version of Pep. All the commentary coming up for you 3 o'clock today here on talkSPORT. It's going to be a great Saturday of sport. Stay with us to stay across absolutely everything. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Mr. Cascarino, hello.
You alright? You okay, Shebahn?
Normally, when we get together on a Saturday morning, we haven't seen each other since the Sunday before.
Yep.
But we were out on the town yesterday.
Yeah, well, a great day.
We're painting
Loved
the
it.
town red.
Yeah, by Liverpool Street. Yeah, we did an event and it was great fun. Great stories. I mean, Dean Saunders, Ray Houghton, Frank McAvenny, Ray Parlour, Frank McAvenny.
Yeah.
I bumped into Frank at a couple of events over the years, and you forget his career, but how big a name he was for a time. He was telling me yesterday he did Wogan in early 80s, 23 million viewers on the Beeb. 23 million. He said that day where he went into the BBC, went on the show, he said on the Tuesday I went out and he said I went to a nightclub. He said it was like if my whole life had changed because I'd been on Wogan.
Wow.
He said it was just mad.
Yeah, he is. He's such a recognisable, famous face.
Yeah, very level, really down to ground. Keeps his feet down on the floor.
He's so sound.
Yeah, sound. And, it's great to listen. I mean, he told the story about him barricading Sir Alex Ferguson in his room on World Cup duty, and that cost him really... I said, what a particularly great idea, Frank, was.
Yeah, put your manager in a bedroom
and the coaches.
They said they put crates up against the door and locked him in. No wonder you only got 5 caps, you menace.
But he also said he didn't realise it because the coaches told him afterwards that they weren't actually in their room either. So he barricaded a room that had nobody in.
Absolutely right, Aegis.
Very funny.
A great day, for our build up to the World Cup. It was good fun.
Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed it with main events and gold privilege events as well. Last night, Cass, this week. Oh, I mean, we had time to catch up about it all yesterday. Yeah. But with what happened with your Millwall, and what's happened with Celtic Motherwell and Spygate, it just doesn't stop.
No, it's been a mad week, and Millwall Monday night was painful because Millwall didn't play well, and that's full credit to Hull City, who I thought were terrific on the night. They started the game brilliantly. Millwall got back into it, getting to half time. It's 0-0. Millwall haven't played well. Second half, it was all Hull City, and they deserved their victory. They were comfortable winners in the end. And I just hope now Millwall build, for all Millwall fans out there, I really hope that the club, from how they've performed this year, is to go forward, is to actually give Alex Neil help and again go forward in what they can do at the football club, because they got the basis of a really good side. Yeah. Just think they need to add a bit more in different areas and hopefully have another great season next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have. They've been such a great watch this season. And
yeah.
They like, just continue that momentum. It's one of those seasons you go so good, you need to kick on. You can't drop back.
No. Well, when you have a season where you're literally using as many players as you can regularly, in the end, you can see teams that get leggy. I mean, look, Villa have looked a bit like that. They obviously didn't last night. They didn't against Forest. But as the run-in, because they've used a lot of the same players often.
Yeah.
And it comes at a bit of a price. You can't keep going to the well, can you?
This is true. I thought Villa were brilliant last night. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I really enjoyed that game last night. Sorry, not from a Liverpool perspective of Liverpool getting beat. Not that at all.
No, Villa were brilliant.
I just thought they were creating a lot. I thought that Rio Ngamoua, I think he's absolutely stunning.
Ngamoua's going to be, look, he's in his early, he's still 17, so he's a very young man. He stood out like a sore thumb. He's Liverpool's best player. Liverpool, I don't know why. Did they, they would do all these set pieces. Liverpool have actually, the only good thing this season is they've been good at set pieces.
Yeah.
Everything else has gone backwards at Liverpool. And what really annoys me, and this is something I'll just reference back on Millwall because I've said it about before and there's other teams that do it well, is players putting their body on the line and blocking shots. Last night against Villa, and Liverpool don't do this well, they don't block shots. So the goalkeeper didn't, I say some of the efforts that went in, I think the keeper could have done a bit better. But I'm generally watching a side where Kirkes getting 2 yards from a player and just putting his arms behind his back and then looking, go on then, beat me. Well, I'm sorry, if you don't close him down and get close enough to him, a player like John McGinn will stick it in the top corner or close to the top corner, and so will Morgan Rogers. So if you get close to them and they still got 2 yards and they can see where they want to put it, and you are not getting close enough to block that ball, Liverpool don't block. Yeah, you don't see it, and especially in full-back areas. And Villa were terrific last night. Ollie Watkins absolutely had a field day. Yeah. He was loving it. He knew that every time Konate would be on the wrong side of him, he could just take a chance, gamble, and he'd get in a position that he could score. He could have easily had a hat-trick last night, Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, I thought they were absolutely brilliant. I think you're right, Liverpool. I mean, you look at Kirkes and John McGinn. I mean, he took him to the shops every single time. I thought he was so poor to watch. Your man McAllister down again.
Oh no, he's way off it. I mean,
up.
When he went to ground, it was like I felt the cringes of all Liverpool fans and people in general just watching it and thinking, "Come on, just get back up." And you know, frustration. Your own teammate, you'd go, "Just get up."
Yeah.
You know you're feigning injury there. Look, Van Dijk is Liverpool. If we'd have said things at the start of the season, we'd have said Mo Salah is going to have one more league goal than Virgil van Dijk. We'd have thought, well, Salah's going to be out injured for 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't been. He's got 7 goals, Salah. Van Dijk's got 6 in the league for Liverpool. Right, so 7 Salah. Liverpool's top goal scorer is Ekitike. Okay, he's been injured. He's on the 11. Szoboszlai's on 6. Liverpool have invested 400-odd million, and I know they sold players. I'm not talking about the finance of how it balanced the sheets. I'm talking about how much they've spent. And yes, they've had injuries to certain players. But watching Liverpool now and seeing, we all thought they're going to have an attack that's going to be extraordinary this year. We're all thinking it, weren't we? What a forward line, Liverpool. It's actually panned out to be pretty dreadful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been so poor. Liverpool fans, come join us this morning, 81089 03717 223344. Listen, today's an absolute brilliant day ahead of you here on talkSPORT. Yes, we're looking ahead to 2 titles to be decided, the winner of the Scottish Premiership and the winner of the FA Cup. You can hear it live here on talkSPORT.
There are never any guarantees in the FA Cup.
Wide to Neto, who's in the area, produces a cross. Enzo Fernandez is there, and he heads it home.
There's a sense that there's no accountability, that they have no consequences.
Yeah.
And we have got some good players. There's some genuinely world-class players there.
Palmer is striding up to the edge of the area, gets it back, and arrows it into the top corner.
There's always pressure. There's pressure to win every game, but this game as well, there's pressure. You have to accept that and embrace that.
And the Eagles have landed it. Crystal Palace win the FA Cup.
Every year we were there. Even last season we were in the final FA Cup.
Gonzalez again. Oh, one of the great Wembley semi-final goals.
You can win or lose, but at the end when you arrive at the last stage, just being there, fighting for the titles, that defines the club.
The first side in the rich history of this competition ever to make it through to 4 successive finals.
So at 3 o'clock today, live from Wembley here on talkSPORT, it's the FA Cup final. Chelsea take on Manchester City. Live for you here on talkSPORT. Before that all gets underway, we will know who has won the Scottish Premiership and what's been, I would say, the most exciting title race in a long, long time. We all know that. I'm glad we've covered this, by the way, from the first kick of the season up the road in Scotland. We haven't jumped on the bandwagon like a lot of others have this week and decided that they know everything about Scottish football. All getting underway at 12:30 today. Falkirk, Rangers, Hibs, Motherwell, and of course Celtic versus Hearts. Hearts need a point to win it. If Celtic get 3 points, then they win it. Absolutely incredible stuff to look ahead to today as well. The title shootout. And what's been a week of controversy as well after that Motherwell game. Cass, we caught up yesterday. You didn't think it was a penalty?
No, I didn't. No. And I think I counted 12 ex-players I'd asked about that penalty incident. And every one of them said didn't think it was a pen. The only players... and there was one, was obviously connected to Celtic. Now, it's a harsh decision to be given, but it's set up the title race into an incredible position where I don't think a game is going to be watched by as many people. So it's great for Scottish football that you've now got this decider, and Martin O'Neill's already alluded to it, that everyone's going to want us to lose.
Yeah.
Apart from Celtic fans.
It's funny because
and I don't feel like that, but because bad decisions happen. Okay, and that was what it was to me. So it wasn't a close call, but that's my opinion. But we've got to a stage where we can't accept there's going to be bad decisions that happen to us or our clubs. That's just football.
Yeah.
You know, and Celtic we could all reference something that's happened to us. We could all pick a particular moment where we go, oh, what about that day? We could give an example. That's where we are. For me, I mean, I know what your thoughts were, Shebahn. You thought it was. So it's gone a bit too far as well of, is it alluding to cheating? Is it a conspiracy? And it's like, I can't honestly believe that. I know these things have happened in other countries, but I've always trusted the Premier League, SBL, or the UK as general as being there's an integrity within the game.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's never happened, but I find it really hard. In my 19 years of playing football, I can't remember any incident in England where I've gone, it's blatant cheating or someone's done something.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, set up for a great final day. In my opinion, it's been like dubbed the worst decision of all time. I'm like, it's just a handball. Like, what's this hand doing up there? What is that?
Well, it's
for me, it's just that, right? But we can't continue having this conversation.
I don't like the penalty.
Yeah, I know.
I've had a real problem with penalties for the best part of 15 years. How they're developing and what they're becoming, and what we're going to see 5 years down the line, what we're going to see in 2032, and what type of penalties are going to be given. And I've always said they'll become ludicrous, and there'll be a worse example than what happened with Celtic.
Yeah.
At Motherwell.
Exactly.
There will be.
There is always going to be that. There will always be something worse. But in terms of what's coming up today, I think it's absolutely brilliant. I'm really looking forward to it. And we've had quite the season so far. To come down to the final day, I think is excellent. I can see the messages coming in this already. 81089 if you want to have your say. Jeff in Gloucester, I think that's time for you to put the bottle down and go to bed. Maybe just sleep this one off, Jeff. We'll speak to legends of both clubs a little bit later on. We'll have updates on the game from Celtic Park from John Dunn and former Scotland striker Chris Owellamo as well. Coming up next, we'll discuss the line up for the halftime show at the World Cup. Is Cass a secret BTS fan? You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you.
As we alluded to yesterday, Southampton are likely to face a sporting sanction if they're found guilty of spying charges. As a result, they could end up being thrown out of the playoff final to be replaced in that final by Middlesbrough instead, the team that they put out last night at the semi-final second leg stage. We said we'd look into this more thoroughly from a financial, legal expert point of view, and the very man who fits that bill is sitting to my right. Stefan Borsten joins us live in studio. And Stefan, good morning to you.
Hi.
We'll get into how this may or may not play out in the courts. Is there a precedent, Stefan, for chucking a team out of the playoffs?
Well, it happened to Swindon, but it was different. Well, not in terms of the playoffs, but in terms of sort of annulling the promotion. But it was a different situation. I mean, there's no situation where you've had it all come to a head within this small window around the playoffs. In terms of spying / espionage, there's really very few cases anywhere in football in respect of this. So you've got the Leeds situation that we know about, where it was systematic. They ended up with a £200,000 fine. And effectively, the other part of the sanction was to vote in favour of the rule that then came in. This rule that we're now talking about in terms of the 72-hour rule. That was part of the agreement on that. So that brought the rule in. The only other case is actually from the from the Olympics with Canada's women's team, and FIFA in 2024 docked them 6 points.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win? Because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000.
Oh my God.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Probably better than me.
Well,
there you go. There it is. Shake what your mother gave you, Cass. Good morning.
I felt like Alan Pardew there.
You didn't look that good.
Or Alan Partridge.
You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and the man with the moves, his hips don't lie, Tony Cascarino. That's a bit of Shakira, Die, the official 2026 World Cup.
I've seen her live. I've seen her in a casino in Vegas.
What?
With Gerard Piqué. I was at the roulette table and they were talking. I went with Teddy Sheringham, Brian Lara. We went to a Vegas. There was a few of us. So they're big names. Sorry, I've dropped a few big names there.
Yeah, hold on.
But Teddy Sheringham knew, obviously, Piqué from his Man United days. Right, so he started chatting to him, and Shakira was there, and it was everyone. All the other people were looking at Shakira, thinking, well, Gerard Piqué don't really care.
Yeah,
stunning.
She's stunning. I was going to say in real life, is
absolutely stunning.
Yeah. I see you over there, like,
and they're not together anymore.
Shakira.
Yeah, Shakira.
Hello,
in a
Shakira.
casino, in Vegas.
Oh, cool. I mean, coming up at the World Cup, there's going to be multiple opening ceremonies and performances. I know you're not into the music at the football, but
I'm not into. What am I not into?
Music at football.
Oh, when he gets all these shows at half time. Well, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I mean, they do in America love these sort of build-ups and. Not that we don't, but they take it to an extreme. Do you know we played, and going back to Vegas again, we played the World Series of Poker. They played the national anthem before. Everybody stood before a poker tournament started.
Yeah.
I remember laughing, thinking it's only a poker tournament.
I do love
the World Series it was.
I do love the way Americans get into the national anthem.
Absolutely.
Like crying and all that, and I'm like, fair play. Yeah, you'd be proud.
Patriotic.
They've got a band called BTS. Have you heard of BTS?
No.
Do you know what BTS stands for?
No, go on, tell me.
Have a think. Go on.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Would never have said that.
Is BTS. They're a K-pop band, aren't they? K-pop, aren't they? They're so famous. Jazz, have you got the song? You know this one?
I've heard it. Yeah. I wouldn't have known who it was.
Do you like this song?
Yeah, it sounds like it's a catchy tune.
Good pop song.
I think my youngest Rocco's had this on his when he's nicked my phone and then plays music.
I was going to say, I bet you Rocco likes a wee bit of the K-pop. 50 million sales they've sold on this song. They're going to be one of the bands performing at the World Cup. So now you know what BTS
What was
means.
There was the other one who was massive. Was it Bunny? Something Bunny?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, that was it.
These guys are in the final. They're doing the halftime show at the final, right? With Madonna and Shakira.
Right, well, that's not bad.
Oh, you watch that, will you? Don't forget, we bring you all the coverage from the halftime show as part of our coverage from the World Cup. Every game live on talkSPORT. And the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is now live for you. It's Matt Ford and Alex Brooker alongside French World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit to talk about France ahead of the tournament this summer. Here's Petit telling us why he thinks England have struggled to win the tournament since 1966.
The big difference between England and France is not the quality of the player, because I think England have such great players. The big difference is we know how to win trophy. I think the identity of the clubs are sometimes more important than the national team. The ego of players when they come into the national team, sometimes they want to be the star. They don't want to to be among the same team, you know, on the same line. This is my opinion. Maybe you would tell me something different. Maybe you will disagree with what I'm saying. But the players, they have to look at themselves in the mirror. Do I put myself in front of the team, my ego in front of the team? You have to do everything you can to mix all the talents and the quality to win something. So you have to be intelligent, you have to be humble. And sometimes the character and the personality of some players are fighting into the team.
Do you believe that? Do you feel the same, Cass?
Well, there's also, look, there's a psychological view of England and why they have failed. I would always say, look, the best team I've seen England have that didn't win a World Cup was the 90 team. I thought Bobby Robson's England were a terrific side. They made the semi-final, didn't they? And Gaza was part of that. They had a team to win the World Cup. Now, they didn't do it. Now, is it psychological? I'm not sure, because I felt that team had a lot of character and a lot of great players. But England have had teams, I've always felt, with a chance of doing it. France had a unique team in '98. There was a lot of big stars that came out from the younger levels and went on beyond. And France identified in the early 90s that they needed to change slightly, how they made an introduction into players being brought in slightly earlier. Maybe not to be ready, but be ready for the next tournament. Mm-hmm. They came away from some of people like Ginola after about 92, and who were great players, but started to come away from them type of players, just to give themselves a chance of building for a World Cup. Where England I don't think have really gone with that idea for long enough, because they've always got great players still playing, still can do a job, but you have to identify a group that you really can build on and trust that they do it. Look, Aimé Jackie, who I'm lucky enough to meet, I sat talking to him in the dressing room one day, and he talked about how long they'd been building for the team that got to 98 to win it. And yes, they were blessed with Zidane, you know, players like that, and Patrick Vieira, and, you know, Henry, and many, many others that come along. But it was a team built to win the World Cup. I mean, Laurent Blanc was still, you know, a major centre half, even though he didn't. I don't think he played the final. But they built a side to win it.
And you wonder if they've still got a side to win it now. There's a lot of focus
on France being the winners. Most definitely.
And as we mentioned a few times yesterday as well, the conditions, how that will play into it as well. The build up to the World Cup is on how to win the World Cup. This podcast is available for you now on the talkSPORT app. We focus on all of the different elements and what it takes to win a World Cup with Emmanuel Petit, with Matt Ford and Alex Brooker. You can listen to it now. You can watch it on the talkSPORT YouTube channel as well if you'd rather do that. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll discuss the last day in the Women's Super League and news that Michael Carrick may be close to signing on the dotted line at Old Trafford.
You've got Madonna, Shakira and BTS are going to headline the halftime show at this summer's World Cup final on July the 19th. The halftime show during last summer's Club World Cup in the United States between Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain lasted more than 24 minutes. This is going to be the first time that there has been a halftime show at a World Cup final. I've got a terrible feeling that you're going to tell me you have no problem with this.
No, I haven't got an issue with it.
Oh, God.
But then I'm used to... Listen, I love American sports. People know that. I love American sports. I love the Super Bowl halftime show. Of course, it's not going to be for everyone, and I get that. I've got no issue with that at all. But what they're going to have to do is make sure that they've got plenty of bikes in the dressing rooms, the warm-up areas to keep the legs moving, because I've been to halftime, 24 minutes, that is long. Especially when the intensity of the game, Then you go in and you cool down a little bit, and then you talk about 24 minutes, 25 minutes before you get yourself back out there. They have to keep warming.
Aaron, you know when you say that you love American sports and you therefore don't mind the intrusion of a halftime show, I kind of get it. I went to a Super Bowl. Snoop Dogg was there.
That was unbelievable. That one.
Yeah, and that was great because it was a Super Bowl. But I wouldn't necessarily want that at an FA Cup final. I think when you buy into the American experience, you get the American experience. Why are we getting the American experience in a game that doesn't necessarily need one?
Probably because it's in America. I think if it was elsewhere, it probably wouldn't be. That wouldn't be the case because it's in America.
Although we started to get it in Champions League finals, haven't we? We've had Dua Lipa at a Champions League final.
Yeah, you know, I get it. It's not for everyone, and I've got no argument. If people come on here and say, "Nah, it's rubbish. I hate it." Then listen. You're going to get no argument from me. I just quite like it. But then also as well, it depends on the act. Like, listen, Shakira. I know a couple of her songs. Madonna. I'm not a fan of Madonna. I know she's a legend, but that's not my cup of tea.
Good morning to you. Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. It's a nice day out there. It's
stunning.
Good. Oh, does Rocco finish up school next week?
He's off from Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, inset day.
I
have a lot of inset days now.
A lot of inset days.
Where did they come from?
I don't know. The teachers just may as well phone a secchi.
It's a lot of inset days.
They had an inset day on at the end of a holiday. Like, you just had a week off, love.
I got a son who's a teacher, and he says it very differently from how I see it, or a lot of people see it, where they get loads of time off, where they actually says, no, most of us are working on our holidays as well.
To be fair, my sister's a teacher in Glasgow.
Okay.
Spoke to her yesterday. It's like she's not a teacher. It's like you're a prison officer. Sometimes it just sounds like pure bedlam.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
schools
They have to answer everything with emails and do, like many people do that anyway in life. But the modern world is full of more to do all the time.
We digress. Big games coming up today.
We've got it easy.
Some of your headlines this weekend, by the way. The League Two playoff final was confirmed last night. Salford and Notts County both made it through on aggregate. That's after Salford's 2-2 draw with Grimsby and County's goalless draw with Chesterfield. The final is Monday, the 25th of May, live on the talkSPORT network as ever. Northampton Saints scored 14 tries to humiliate Bristol Bears 94-33 at Franklin Gardens and confirm their semi-final place in a record-breaking game of Prem rugby. Brilliant stuff. And former Bayer Leverkusen and Real Madrid manager Xabi Alonso is in talks to become the new manager of Chelsea. talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Krug brings us up to speed.
I think he'll be the Chelsea manager at the start of next season. I mean, you look at the shelf life of Chelsea managers, that doesn't mean he'll be there come the end of the season. But yeah, that does seem to be moving in a positive direction. I think he was a bit reluctant when they first entered negotiations, so I can only assume that he's been promised maybe a little bit more control than some of his predecessors have got. I know he's keen to manage in the Premier League. I think he's keen to live in London, which is why any Liverpool links maybe are a little bit far-fetched at this stage.
The thoughts from Alex Crook there. If Xabi Alonso is available and one of these teams in the Premier League don't sign him up, like Chelsea, they'd be mad.
Yeah. Well, he done an amazing job at Bayer Leverkusen, produced a great side. They overachieved. They've won the German Bundesliga. He goes to Real Madrid, and then the carnage of Real Madrid. And the carnage has continued since he left the club. There's a lot going on. And within the team, there's been a lot of disruption. So Alonso has to have more control than other Chelsea managers have had, or coaches, whatever we want to call them, because the model is not working. So he has to have an input into what is needed at Stamford Bridge, because what we're seeing now is a team completely, capitulation throughout the season.
I mean, all of that said, do you think then if he does get the job, he's getting it on the basis that he gets more control?
Well, he needs more assurances.
Alonso taking the job based on the model.
It's a great job. It's a fantastic job, the Chelsea job. And there'll be people who want to bite their hand off for it, but he's got to go in there with an idea of how he has more control and assurances from the club to improve and develop the team. Yeah. They can't continue down this road of ignoring experienced players. For me, it's a flawed idea. You have to have potential youngsters. You have to have experienced players that are proven as well. And if they ignore that, then the downfall of Chelsea will continue.
Okay. The latest is talkSPORT understands Chelsea are closing in on an agreement to make Xabi Alonso their new manager. The Blues are expected to ratify the appointment after the FA Cup final, which takes place today at Wembley against Manchester City, 3:00. All of the build-up here on talkSPORT. We'll look ahead to it from both sides later on today here on the show on the Weekend Sports at Breakfast. FA Cup final today, 3:00, live for you here on talkSPORT. Also, today, we see the final day of the Women's Super League. Man City have already claimed the title. Arsenal and Chelsea still battling it out for second. Both clubs have also announced the departure of some high-profile players over the last few days. Katie McCabe, Beth Mead leaving Arsenal, and Australian superstar Sam Kerr is leaving Chelsea. For more on these stories, to discuss Michael Carrick's future at Manchester United as well, we'll speak to our talkSPORT's women's football expert and Man United fan, Angelina Kelly. Good morning, Ange. How are you?
Angelina?
Good morning, I'm good. How are you guys?
We're great, thanks. We're great. We always appreciate you to be up with us at this time of the day, Ange, and giving us your thoughts on everything. Do you want to start with the Women's Super League then? Because these players all leaving, I mean, there's definitely some shocks coming up, I think. We don't know where they're going yet, but I think it'll surprise some fans.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an emotional one for a few fans because obviously Katie McCabe wasn't announced until the other day, so this will be the game where fans get to say goodbye to her, and she's loved by the fans 100%. And I know that London City Lionesses have been linked. We know that billionaire Michelle Kang, she's got a pretty decent sized checkbook, so of course they're going to be linked. It seems like Ona Badje has been linked as her replacement at Arsenal. She's a Barcelona and Spain fullback. was in the WSL with Manchester United a few years ago. And yeah, Beth Mead will be another big one, you know, over 260 appearances, got the assist for Stina Blackstenius when they won the Champions League last season. I know that talkSPORT understands that a deal to Manchester City is close. And Sam Kerr as well, like you touched, you know, 6.5 years with Chelsea. She scored so many goals. She's won the Golden Boot back to back. I know that Manchester City's Khadija Shaw, who's kind of like, I guess the new superstar striker to come after Sam Kerr. Reportedly, Chelsea are offering her a £1 million contract, which would make her the league's top earner by a distance. I think for Chelsea, winning the League Cup this season, yeah, that's good, but they've not won anything else, and by their standards, it's not good enough. And I think getting somebody like Khadija Shaw in would be massive, but it would be crazy that she's leaving Manchester City, who are going to lift the trophy today, and then go over to Chelsea. I guess it would be, I'm trying to think, I guess it'd be like Robert Lewandowski when he kind of made his moves in Germany. You know, if Erling Haaland now just woke up and thought, yeah, thanks City, I'm off to Arsenal now. It would be crazy, but yeah, you're right, Shebahn. It's going to be an interesting summer, and I can't wait to see which of these deals come through and where everyone ends up being.
So that's the transfer side of it. So what's up to play for as the WSL today? What's up for grabs?
Well, like Shebahn said, because Arsenal, they had 3 games in hand, because they drew the first one with Brighton 1-1, that gave Manchester City the title. Otherwise, they could have tried to have taken it to the final day of the season. So, yeah, the league is wrapped up. I guess that Arsenal and Chelsea could be battling it out for who gets second and who gets third. They're both going to be qualifying for the Champions League, which is the most important thing. Manchester United, it's been a bit of a disappointing season. The fact that they were in the Champions League for the first time, they managed to get to the quarterfinals is great, but to not get Champions League football is a disappointment. They travel to Chelsea today, who they've only managed to beat once in their history, so it could be a bit of a dismal end for Manchester United. But yeah, it'll be all about Manchester City. Khadija Shaw, who I touched on, she is pretty much set to win her 3rd Golden Boot in a row. So I'll be at that game at West Ham. So I'm sure there'll be lots of celebrations there.
I'm looking forward to the final day. It's been a great season, hasn't it, in the WSL once again? But I mean, and you know, Cash, you know, I love women's football. It's, you know, that's how I get into football, was through women's football. But one thing I will say on the model of women's football just now is they're letting themselves down, these clubs. If Bunny Shaw leaves Man City, if Katie McCabe is leaving Arsenal, Beth Mead is leaving Arsenal, Viviana Miedema just won the title with Man City, these players are all leaving on a free. And they ain't going to bottom side to try and just keep playing and getting some minutes. They will strengthen a rival. So they have to get that right. Just try and get 100 grand, try and get something, keep it ticking over, focus on that model. These players will leave for rivals for free, and it shouldn't be happening. It just shouldn't be. And also, I think the amount of players we've seen sit down to do their goodbye videos and floods of tears. They're obviously not getting that communication, you know, that they should have from the clubs that they've been so loyal to. I think that the women's game can let itself down sometimes at stages like that. All that said, we'll see what happens today, and Man City have been worthy winners of the title this season. Let's talk about Manchester United men then, shall we? Michael Carrick, we believe that it looks like he's going to be the guy moving forward.
Yes, and I think that this is the right decision. I mean, you can go back and forth over it, and I know on the talkSPORT Man United show and Inside Devils on YouTube, we have this argument regularly. I know that Alex Crook was one to not give it to Carrick. He wanted to sit and wait and see how things went, but I can't think of a name that I look at and think, yeah, they should be giving it to them over Michael Carrick, because somebody like Luis Enrique, would be a great manager, but, you know, he's at PSG. It doesn't look like he's going anywhere. I think to get a manager that's at the World Cup, I mean, Thomas Tuchel's committed to England. People have talked about Julian Nagelsmann, but I don't understand how that's going to work when I think Manchester United's first pre-season game is either the day before or the day after the World Cup. So for me, Michael Carrick, he's done what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to get them back into the Champions League. And just because he agrees a deal with Manchester United, it doesn't mean that's it. We see clubs twist on things. I think give him the job, see how it goes. If you get to Christmas and things aren't clicking, rather than doing what happened with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which a lot of people have got this PTSD about, which I don't 100% agree with, because I do think that they are different managers and it's a very, very different situation. But, you know, you can get somebody else in. And I think at the moment, he's done everything that has been asked of him. The players seem to like him. I think that the hierarchy will like him because of the way that he presents himself, the way that he speaks. He's not doing what Ruben Amorim did and running his mouth in press conferences and things like that. So on paper, it seems like a good fit. He's not going to rock the boat as much as Ruben. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to this saga being over, to be honest.
All right, Ange. Well, listen, have yourself a great day. We're looking forward to the end of the WSL. We'll hear you on talkSPORT today.
Yes, you will, from 1 o'clock kickoff, West Ham against Manchester City.
Looking forward to it. Angelina Kelly, our reporter here at talkSPORT, women's football expert as well. All the updates coming for you this afternoon from 1 o'clock, including Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal and West Ham City in the WSL. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll get this morning's back pages of the newspapers.
Another developing story this morning coming out of Manchester United. Manchester United have reportedly reached out to other potential candidates, but wish to speak to Michael Carrick first. What do you read into that? Is the significant fact of that Carrick gets first dibs in speaking to those who will make the ultimate decision? Well, in other words, he's leading the way.
I find it strange how these things come out. Like, who is it leaking the fact that United have spoken or speaking to other candidates before they speak to Michael? I mean, it's bizarre, especially when you're talking about one of the biggest clubs in the world. Can they not do business? Can they not keep their own counsel? I find that a bit bizarre, but he's done really well. And, you know, with the position they were in to where he's got them, you could argue he deserves another go at it and bring some players in the summer. And I wouldn't say that's a huge risk. The progression they've made under him, I'd give him another go.
Yeah, significant, Simon, that they want to speak to Carrick first.
Yeah, again, I don't know who's briefing in and whether it's coming from Carrick's side or whether it's coming from Man United's side as to the briefing in as to why Man United need. You can employ an England manager without anyone knowing about it, but they can't seemingly have a conversation amongst themselves without broadcasting it to the media. I don't understand why that is the case. I still think it's fraught with lots of questions that need to be asked and answered about the position of someone that becomes in moments of adversity. We've seen no moments of adversity for Carrick, really. He's done the job, so it makes it a conundrum.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000. Oh my God. Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
how's it going this morning? It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea and Villa striker Tony Cascarino with you. Here's what's coming up for you on talkSPORT today. What a day, people. After us, it's FA Cup final day, live with Craig Doyle. We're going to do a simulcast with TNT Sports, featuring a host of special guests, including our very own Jason Cundy. All of the build-up to the final from 10 o'clock. We've got the warm-up live from Wembley Box Park, with a full build-up to the FA Cup final. Looking ahead to this game from the Chelsea and Man City sides of it. Our coverage of the FA Cup final is live then from 1 o'clock, and the game kicks off at 3 o'clock. Adrian Durham is at Wembley for you today. The GameDay phone-in arrives after that. Jamie O'Hara and Mickey Gray this evening. That's from 6 o'clock. You can have your say. If you're going to be an angry Chelsea fan or an angry City fan, you can say your thoughts with the guys on the GameDay phone-in. And then to round off your evening, oh, what a brilliant fight tonight. Live boxing from 9 p.m. in Doncaster. Dave Allen takes on Filip Hrgovic and Adam Catterall and the team live from Doncaster tonight for you. Did anybody see Dave Allen in the weigh-in? Yes. Wearing those pants and just trolling Hrgovic, just clowning around. He's good crack. Don't change Dave Allen, and good luck to him today. Keep it talkSPORT to stay across absolutely everything. And it's time now to do this. Sam, show me your Pam.
Excellent. I like that you make up a new line every time.
It's actually quite difficult. We've got Pan, Pam,
Ham.
Oh, no, we could...
You could rhyme it with Shebahn. Yeah, see?
Mum, I hadn't thought that. How are you doing? How's your week been?
Yes, good, thank you. Very good indeed. Had a good week, and we've managed to stay in touch this week. I say that as in, I wouldn't be in touch with my wife. Of course, I am.
Is the loneliness hit yet?
Yeah, sometimes it gets to you. You get a bit sort of thinking, oh, it's a shame that she's not around. But she rings me and cheers me up.
Well,
do you think maybe you'd want to...
good news.
Yeah.
She rings me.
Occasionally.
Oh, lucky you. Do you think maybe you'd
FaceTime,
want
surely you're
FaceTime,
to borrow my dog? Because he's kind of doing my nutting.
Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do that, yeah.
Maybe that would give you some company.
Good idea, yeah.
On
take
your
it
days
up.
off,
Yeah,
you can borrow the dog. But a dog is for life, not just for Christmas. So he's a puppy,
Some
so make
people
it work.
FaceTime their animals. Do you know that?
Yeah, I FaceTime my cat
Oh, you
sometimes.
do?
Get
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
from him.
I find that quite odd.
He's like that. Oh,
Again.
hard again. Stupid cow.
Anyway.
Let's talk about the papers, shall we? And we have Bernardo Silva, who's got an interesting interview in the Daily Mail today, talking about the FA Cup final and all sorts of other interesting things as well. It says here, this is Bernardo Silva, set pieces are ridiculous now. They're like rugby. It's a shame because it's not the game. The fans are not here to watch this. It's boring. He goes into a bit of detail about set pieces in this piece. He says, I'm not sure when it changed. I really don't like it because the amount of time wasted in throw-ins in corners. For a long time, they've rewarded bad defending. And what I mean by bad defending is you grab someone, like I did against Everton, when Silva grappled with Merlin Roll, it says here. You grab someone with two arms and tackle him like rugby, and that's okay. That seems fine. We had a conversation with the referees. We said, look, if you're going to start allowing this, we're going to do the same because it's ridiculous. City were probably one of the last ones doing it because we saw everyone else doing it. It's a shame because it's not the game. The fans are not here to watch this. It's just quite boring. Yeah. Is that a dig at Arsenal, do you think?
Oh, most definitely. And it's quite a subtle dig as well, because he's framed it in, that people are not enjoying the game. And I think he's got a really valid point, because as a spectacle, is football, if it's completely being interrupted so often, which it is because of set pieces and decisions that are being made. So it's one that it's a subtle dig. But Arsenal have also earned the right to find a way of winning the league. And if it has to be this way, and also I do believe Arsenal will have a longer idea of where do we improve on not just set pieces, but how our team play. I think that could be further down the line for Arsenal.
Yeah,
and the type of players they bring into the football club to improve, to play more football. Because you have to win the league by hook or by crook. They've got to find a way of winning it to then set up the next idea.
Yeah, I remember there's always been examples of teams that have kind of used the laws to their advantage. I mean, when Liverpool, when they last won the title back in the early 90s, then the pass-back rule came in. That really affected them, didn't it? Because of the way they were playing. Yeah. You wonder whether, if a rule is tweaked now, whether that might affect the way that Arsenal are playing. So they're going to have to think about that if they're using it to their advantage now, that things could adapt and could change. I mean, you can't be holding a corner. I'm not talking about Arsenal, but I'm talking about the league in general, because it has ruined the spectacle at times this year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been too much of it. I think the middle ground has been totally ignored. So, yeah, it's a really valid point, and there'll be people who hugely agree with him, and there'll be people that totally disagree with him.
Yeah, of course.
We've had this all season, though, in the build-up to if Arsenal looks very possible and likely that they are going to win the league. They've had this all season. I actually think it just spurs them on. I think it just keeps them going. We'll keep winning. We'll win ugly. We'll win how we want to do it. Who cares? We're going to win the league title, and you can hate us all you want.
Absolutely, I agree with that. You take every advantage you can, and you win the league when you just find a way of winning the league. That's the most important thing, isn't it? Ultimately.
Yeah, and we must never buy into there's only one idea of one way of playing football.
Yeah,
that's not a good idea for football.
Yeah.
There's only one way of playing. It's a bit like the golf analogy of long driving courses that are set up just to be long for long hitters. That's not right either.
Yeah,
you have to have different styles, different ideas of how to win.
Yeah, I think if they find a way past, I mean, they're probably going to win the league, but if they can find a way past PSG, no matter how they do it, I think they'll be viewed differently, won't they?
Arsenal fans won't care one iota if they do the 1-0 to the Arsenal and it's a set piece.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I do also think Arsenal fans would be so happy if they saw it in an entertaining way as well. Like an entertaining win over PSG. But it just feels like if they can get the win, that'll be the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sam Stevens, thank you very much. That was a look at today's back pages. Coming up in the next hour, we'll get into a dramatic Scottish Premiership title race with legends from Celtic and Hearts. Coming up next, we'll look at the latest from the PGA Championship. talkSPORT's Rupert Bell is the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
James Corden is with us in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning, mate. Good morning, James.
So happy to be here.
It's our pleasure. How are you?
I'm really well. Yeah, I'm very good.
Thank you for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
It's lovely. We've got so much to talk to you about.
For sure.
Before we talk about football, right?
Yes.
I was just going over old stuff that you've done, right?
Mm.
And I was watching with my producer Ollie this morning when you did the Sports Personality of the Year. I think it was 09, 07, I can't remember. It was nearly 20 years ago. And you stood up in front of everyone, right?
Yes.
You gave, as Smithy, you gave this massive speech.
Smithy won Coach of the Year.
And I said to the producer, he's got a good memory, right? How nerve-wracking must that have been for you? Was that just insane? Did you have autocue on that? Or was that...
Well, yeah, no, there was a prompter, but the issue was with that is we shot that 8 minutes before they went live for Sports Personality, so we only had one. We could only do it once.
Yeah.
From the standing up in the crowd, the walking through, doing all the stuff. So also, we had to make sure that lots of people were in the audience because at Sports Personality they all wait in this room before they go out, and we had to go up to like Freddie Flintoff, and what we had to say to him, we had to go, Freddie, we're going to do this thing. Don't laugh along,
okay?
Because it can't look like it's like a sort of roast monologue.
Yeah,
which is why Freddie's such a brilliant actor. Looks so angry in that we just like make out like it's real. Don't just laugh along when we start saying all these things to different people. And the only instruction I was given was you can't interact with Capello because they were like, you're not allowed to interact with Capello.
let's be honest, we've all found ourselves raging at a referee's decision at some stage. This feel familiar?
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
They've got a case in that it was a bad decision. It's such a poor decision.
Yeah, I think he's just made a bad decision in that instance.
But what does it take to get to the very top of football refereeing? Every referee starts with their county FA. It's a simple training course and you can take it as soon as you hit your 14th birthday. Once you've done that, you have to go through at least 11 hours of face-to-face training. You'll then graduate as a level 7 official, which means you can take charge of county level games. But hold your horses, there's still a long way to go to get to the Premier League. Your next step is to spend a year each at levels 6, 5 and 4. This covers the top of the amateur game. Only at level 3 do you start doing Northern Counties or Isthmian League level games, for example. If you've done this all quickly, you can reach level 2 and ref your first National League match after, I don't know, 6 years? After getting enough experience at that level, you can apply to be a referee in the EFL. There's an interview, people watching you do games, and then, if the EFL are happy, you'll be granted a level 1 licence to ref in games in League 2 and above. Now, they don't just say on you go to the Premier League, you have to work your way up through the divisions. Only after years of hard work and refereeing on cold Tuesday nights in Stoke can you be considered to do matches in some of Europe's very best stadiums. Now, who was the youngest to reach the very top? It was actually Michael Oliver. He reffed his first Premier League match in 2010 at the tender age of just 25. So if you want to follow in his footsteps, crack on. It'll only take you roughly a decade, thousands of hours of work and an incredibly thick skin. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough for the top flight. That means there's not even a 1 in 1,000 chance you'll even make it in. Obviously, referees can make mistakes, but when you think about it, having a go at them is kind of like slating a brain surgeon.
Good morning, happy Saturday to you. It's the 16th of May. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne, alongside former Chelsea and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Aston Villa secured Champions League football with a 4-2 win over Liverpool last night. John McGinn can't stop scoring beauties.
McGinn on his left foot. Oh, what a finish from John McGinn. He's a man that doesn't believe in tap-ins. He sealed this one with a sensational goal.
We've got McGinn. We're going to speak to Villa fan and a golf expert Rupert Bell a little bit later on in the show. The game was live and exclusive on talkSPORT last night. There's two massive games ahead today. So one north of the border, challengers Celtic face leaders Hearts, with the winner claiming the Scottish Premiership title. Hearts boss Derek McInnes knows that days like this don't come around often in Scottish football.
You know, it's a perfect ending to a season, you know, for the league, Scottish football, you know, for drama and excitement. You know, it's pure box office.
I think it's the most talked about week that Scottish football's ever had. And it all comes down to today. And it's FA Cup final day 2. Pep Guardiola's City face Callum McFarlane's Chelsea at Wembley. Pep's feeling sure of himself as he takes City to Wembley Stadium for the 24th time.
There's a point in this football that don't make a stand to Pep. You know that. So many times I've been there, at least a lounge or a box or something like that. So
24 times, Cass. 24 times this man's going to Wembley. Absolutely brilliant.
That's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe there should be a stand named after Pep. Maybe he is right. Good form at the moment, I'll give him that. Don't forget Dave Allen and Filip Hrgovic this Saturday night, live tonight, talkSPORT Network, talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel from 7 o'clock, or you can watch live on DAZN. Our friends there as well. It's a huge day of sport ahead, a lot's going on. You can get in touch this morning. 03717 223344 is the number, and we'll have all the previews coming up on the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Funny, the amount of messages that come in. It feels like today might be like the biggest hate watch of all time in Scotland. It might. I've never. I mean, some people didn't even know Hearts were a team, but 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's a strange scenario, and look, it's been the momentum of Hearts all season and how they got themselves in a position to win the SPL, and Celtic have made a recovery, and then obviously what happened in midweek. As you know, as Martin O'Neill admitted himself, there's only one group of fans who are going to be cheering on Celtic because everyone else is wanting Hearts, and that's there. But that's something you have to deal with when a controversial decision happens. You've become not the hated, or there will be by Rangers fans, but generally there'll be a lot of independents, sort of, in middle of the road, or that casual fan who are not really bothered either way, but would go just out of the football sense of. Only just that Hearts wins the title, which is a little bit unfair because bad decisions happen all the time.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people want the fairy tale of Hearts. They want Hearts to win. I completely understand that. I get that. But will they? Will they?
Look, it's a tough gig because Celtic have only one agenda, that is to try and beat Hearts. There isn't the draw's not going to play today. And much as people say they've only got to get a draw, well, the draw's going to be. Promise you, it's going to be really hard.
And Hearts have been the better team all season, but as Martin O'Neill said it in his press conference yesterday, well, we've picked up enough points to be here too.
Yeah.
So whoever wins, it's because they've got the most points. So, that it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. We're going to have all the updates for you here on talkSPORT. Also, John Collins and Craig Levein, former Celtic John Collins, Craig Levein from Hearts will be joining us.
You know what his nickname at Celtic?
GC?
John Collins.
Yeah.
Well, they used to call him Dad because they used to. He was the son of the manager.
Well,
because the manager loved him.
Speaking of Dad,
Dad. They used to John. By the way, the most in shape footballer I'd ever played with.
Yeah.
When I see John and in the gym and ripped off his top, it's like, wow.
He still is now.
Yeah, he was
in here
incredible
recently.
condition.
He's in some neck.
Yeah. As a player, I remember him taking off his top and doing gym work, and I'm thinking. His six-pack was just ridiculous.
Painted on,
Yeah, it literally nothing. And John, fair play to him, because he ended up playing at Monaco, didn't he, John?
Yeah.
Never played.
Yeah, we'll see how it all goes today. Celtic Hearts in the final day of the Scottish football title race. Brilliant stuff. Last night, Villa secured Champions League football. A 4-2 win over Liverpool. The game was live for you here on talkSPORT.
Sevilla seeking the perfect send-off for Istanbul on a night when a win cements Champions League football. Liverpool hoping to prevent the pre-Turkish delight and ensure they themselves return to Europe's top table. Back for Digne, different angle for the ball in. Rodgers finds space and finds the corner. That is a brilliant set-piece goal from Aston Villa. Bent over the top, Van Dijk running onto it, and all he had to do was turn his header across the goalkeeper and into the bottom right-hand corner. But is this going to be disallowed? It counts. There's another stumble. It's Soboslai that went over, and it is flicked in past him by Ollie Watkins. Tielemans with an effort back in. Pau Torres can't get there, but it is bundled over the line for three. It's Ollie Watkins again. On his left foot. Oh, what a finish from John McGinn. Soboslai chipping this in, and it's headed in for 4-2. As Van Dijk scores again. Liverpool players walking off, heads bowed, that their Champions League future still isn't assured. This one has finished Villa 4, Liverpool 2. Villa in the Champions League.
All right, from the neutral perspective, it was a good game last night, very entertaining indeed. Liverpool fans, that was a hard watch. Villa fans, you'll be in Dreamland Champions League next season and you could win the Europa League final. Pleased to say our Villa fan and golf correspondent, my father-in-law Rupert Bell, is with us now this morning. Morning, Daddy, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I thought for a moment Tony Cascarino was talking about me there.
So did I.
But, you know, you took me by surprise, but then I realised common sense prevailed. But, yes, I was supposed to be concentrating fully on the USPGA, but I have to say I was struggling to be totally focused. So I've had to do a little bit of a catch-up to make sure I fully understood what went on in the USPGA last night. There's a lot of unhappy golfers there.
Yes.
But I have to say, from a Villa perspective, Unai Emery, please tell me why he's not on the Premier League managers shortlist. I get why the others, some of them have done a terrific job, but here we go again with a sort of a squad shackled by PSR. We've achieved Champions League football again. We're in the Europa League final. What's he got to do to deserve recognition? I do not know. And last night was an Emery masterclass with Morgan Rogers, who's barely missed a game. You know, he's the sort of go-to man, finding his mojo, as has Ollie Watkins. And if Thomas Tuchel doesn't put him on the plane to America, then I don't know what else Ollie Watkins needed to do, because he has been fantastic. So from a Villa fan point of view, it's Aston Bull, baby, here we come.
Well, I wish Arne Slot would have a spy at his club, because watching your first set piece where, you know, I'm looking and thinking, yeah, that's great. It's a great free kick, great set piece. But Liverpool completely asleep for it. And you just, I thought they loved it, Villa, last night. The Villa players absolutely enjoyed every minute of playing against Liverpool. And Ollie Watkins, as you said, Rupert, he was thinking, I'm going to keep running behind Konate, Van Dijk, and I'm going to get chances. And he just knew that he was going to brace, at least a brace. He was unlucky, Rupert, not to get a hat-trick.
Yeah, and the one that was offside, that caused a bit of controversy. He got a booking just before half-time. But, you know, he was a thorn in their side. And that is what he brings when he's on song.
Yeah.
You know, and the last two home games, we obviously played Nottingham Forest. As you know, obviously I wasn't there last night, but I have been speaking to friends, and they just said again, it was an amazing feeling to get over the line, because, you know, we have had our hands sort of tied by the PSR rules, but it just shows what a good manager Emery is. And it's almost like a throwback. When before all this money sloshed around, if you wanted to win the league, you had to be a good manager with managing your resources. And it's an old, rather than just saying, right, I need a player, here's some cash, go out and get him, and then hope that the rest takes care of itself. This is old school managing your squad. And to think that we got to the Europa League, we barely lost a match in that. Obviously, we lost the first leg of the semi-final. I think we lost, one to a Dutch side in the Europa League qualification, I think. My memory is not totally, but shows just how good and consistent the team has been. Although along the way, there's been some shocking performances. Spurs must be so pleased with our performance against them. And we didn't play well, you know, so along the way. And also, we started without a win in the season for 5 games. Barely scored a goal, didn't score a goal. I mean, it was writing us off. Anyway, I'm supposed to be talking about golf. Sorry.
Rupert, I wanted to ask you, because, on the golf is players moaning, which is not a first. I think it was Scotty Scheffler who quoted about talking about pin positions on the number of the holes that's really annoyed the players, and also the recovery of Rory McIlroy yesterday, because he had a great round.
Yeah, he did, but he also was in moaning about the course. I mean, he said at the start of the week he almost sort of poo-pooed the course, saying, you know, you can just grip it and rip it and then go on from there. Well, that has not been the case. It's a seriously compacted leaderboard.
Yeah.
And Scotty Scheffler saying it's absurd. But the defence of this course has been the greens. And sometimes, as us looking in, doesn't it feel good that they haven't got just something that's going to pamper to their egos, that they're actually having to work hard. Now, have they gone over the top? I wouldn't know. Because Scheffler was citing a couple of examples of pin positions that seemed ludicrously unfair. But in a way, you want their players to be tested. Now, Scotty Scheffler also had to contend with the worst of the weather, and he looked to be derailing. But fair play to him. He knuckled down and has got himself right in the mix again to come through and win. He's just 2 off the lead, shared by Alex Smalley and Maverick Manili, 2 Americans. And, you know, from a British perspective, it wasn't a great day at the office. Our leading challenger is Aaron Rai, but a number of big names have missed out. Tommy Fleetwood, Tyrrell Hatton, Robert McIntyre's not there. So they didn't enjoy the links there. But Justin Rose chipped in to make sure that he got through at 3 over par. And also Podrick Harrington, former winner of this in his 50s. He just sort of got on with it, and he's through to the weekend. So one for the Republic of Ireland there, Tony.
Yeah, that'll do. And it's it was only 2 par 5s, isn't there, on the whole course? Which is, even though it's long, it's only 2 par 5s, which is quite rare.
Yeah. I'm just looking at Rory's highlights here on the screen now. I mean, fuming at himself. He's so tested. He's so over it. He's like everyone playing golf this morning. He is everyone. You know, that's what it looks like. And I don't know if you've seen that, speaking of the Republic of Ireland, the shot from Shane Lowry. Like one of the worst professional shots we've seen, Rupert. I mean, it's got everybody, this course.
Well, I'll tell you what, makes him feel like, I do that every week.
He's one of us.
So I do that every week, about 10 times around.
Exactly.
But yes, skimming that ball, I mean, it was a complete and utter miss hit.
Yeah.
I mean, for an open, you just think, how did he do that? But for someone with his talent. But for Shane Lowry, not so good, unfortunately. It sort of summed up his round. So it was difficult. But the conditions may improve. People are already saying the pin positions today will sort them out. But Rory at 1 over par is in this, just 5 back.
Yeah.
If he shoots at 67, he won't be far away from the lead. Scotty Scheffler's obviously, I think, the man they've all got to beat. Ludwig Øyberg's right in there, the very talented young Swedish golfer's right in the mix. So there is hope for a European success in the USPGA, but you feel at the moment that Scotty Scheffler is still the man to beat.
All right, Rupert, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you as ever. And enjoy Istanbul if I don't speak to you this week, OK?
Well, look forward to it.
Cheers, Rupert.
Take care. All the best. Daddy Bell there. All the updates from Pennsylvania with Rupert and the team from 1 o'clock this afternoon coming up next. Stick the kettle on. We'll enjoy our weekly cappuccino with Cascarino next.
Let me ask this. Out of all the players that Tottenham have, in terms of technical dribbling ability, is Madders not able to change the direction of the ball at drop of a hat? Is he not, though? Is that not his bag? That's what he can do, right? Come on now.
How often?
Come on now.
What we talking? You're talking about James Maddison.
Oh, here we go. He hates him, innit? Yeah, here we go.
I don't care about James Maddison, but we can't pretend that James Maddison is some sort of...
Madders would walk into your squad right now.
James Maddison?
Maddison would walk into your squad right now.
There isn't a Chelsea...
And furthermore, in terms of your 10s and creative players, if Madders was on his day, he'd be the best one in your team. On his day, yeah.
This is the most wild thing I've ever heard.
Who are your cams? It's not. Cole Palmer.
You talk wild comments. It's very rare that I'm speechless, but this is that moment.
Cole Palmer, I'm a fan of Cole. I think he's great. And on his day, he's an amazing player, yeah. I do think Madders, though, on his day, provides something that you don't have in your squad right now.
James Maddison wouldn't have got into a Chelsea squad and lost 40 years.
That's insane.
There isn't one Chelsea squad.
He's getting in this squad.
There
There isn't a
getting
Chelsea
right
squad
now.
with James
He'll start for you now.
James Maddison.
While he was injured, he would have started for you.
James, do you know what? If he was part of our squad, do you know what he'd be doing? He'd be vlogging it from the sidelines, sitting with opposing fans' YouTube channel.
Listen, you know what, yeah? My Spurs friends have warned me about you, yeah?
Yeah, trust me.
But look, I respect it. I actually respect what you're saying. Like, it's fair enough. You're entitled to an opinion. You're wrong, but you're entitled to an opinion.
I'm completely correct.
No,
you are wrong. Trust me. You're wrong. You're actually wrong. He's wrong. Tell him.
Do you know part of the reason why Tottenham are in this predicament?
Go on.
It's because of the standards that are set by vice-captain James Maddison, sitting in the stands, vlogging with angry Ginge as you concede goals against Man United.
I have no problem with that at all. I think he's a great player. If he wants to vlog while he's injured, he's got an ACL. What do you want him to do? Sit around moping?
That's a Tottenham
It's
mentality.
not.
You get in your squad.
All right.
Madison.
Yeah.
Madison doesn't
He would.
You've got so many players in your squad.
He would.
Like,
By the way,
the same winger.
By the way, I just want to say, Tottenham mentality is Chelsea's mentality to wear that gold badge that you won that Disney Cup. That's your mentality.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000.
Oh my God.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Nancy striker Tony Cascarino.
Wow. You haven't mentioned Nancy for a long time.
Would you rather I mention Nancy and Marcy more?
No, I had an unbelievable time at Nancy.
Yeah.
I left Marseille, which was obviously a huge club in France, and it was the right time to go. I had a great relationship with the fans, but everything comes to an end at some time. And I went to Nancy, which is the northeast of France, and had 3.5 years. Just a great time.
Like they say, all
played well.
Come to an end, eh?
Yeah, and I had a great manager. He won the Champions League with Steaua Bucharest in '86 in Barcelona. Laszlo Bologna was his name. I learned a lot from Laszlo, an incredible man. All the players hated him. They did, because he trained them so hard. It's the hardest I've ever trained. Was when I was 35 to 38.
Oh.
And it was the hardest training I ever did. He didn't prescribe to the idea of when you're a certain age, you need to slow down and be easy. He was like, you have to work harder than the younger players.
Wow, yeah.
Harder. Not the same, harder, just to keep up with them.
And that's funny. I mean, having never played football professionally, like I think when you get to that age, you could be able to just accept that these guys have more experience, so don't need to do sprints every other Tuesday.
Well,
he need to put their body through that.
Shebahn, he trained me the hardest I've ever trained.
There you go. By the way, a bit of Simple Minds in there as well.
Yes.
Because it's the Scottish Premiership title race today.
Can I just make a point?
Yeah.
So if it's the Scottish title race,
yeah.
Okay, why is not it alive and kicking?
Well,
why is that not the song?
DJ Jazzy, we can dig it. Yeah, he's given us the nod. He can get Alive and Kicking.
It's got to be. No.
What's bigger song though, Alive and Kicking?
Well, I prefer, and I said to you off air, but my song I prefer is the Belfast Child.
I've never heard that.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Whether I know it's certain, the lyrics can be a bit, but it's a great song.
Yeah. We're taking some Scottish songs in actually today, just for the title race as we build up to it. All gets underway at 12:30 today. Really looking forward to it. Celtic Hearts, also Falkirk Rangers and Hibs Motherwell today, all 12:30. We'll keep you posted as ever on talkSPORT. Let's do this.
A cappuccino with Cascarino on talkSPORT. Yummy.
What's the theme today?
Well, it's the FA Cup final. So it's got to be the FA Cup final. A question for you. My last game in English football.
Oh, God, you've told me.
The FA Cup final.
Oh, that's a nice one to end on, isn't it?
Right. I played my last game in '94 for Chelsea in a game we lost 4-0 at Wembley.
Oh, that sucks.
But the build-up of the week to the final was funny, sad for me, because I got left out, because I played in a few games to, and I'd had a major operation on my knee, because my cartilage had snapped in my knee, and I was struggling to get myself fit, and it was really a battle of my knee would be right, then I'd have to miss training, and then I'd come back, and I could never get it right. And about February time of that season in '94, I did an operation that allowed me to get back to full fitness, which was a successful knee operation. And I played well towards the end of that season. And Mark Steen, who was the preferred choice by Glenn Hoddle, alongside Johnny Spencer or Gavin Peacock, who were both players I was with at Chelsea. And I was doing well. I played and scored in the last couple of games of the season. I played and scored at Everton. I scored at Manchester City, Main Road, the old stadium. And I got called in by Glenn on the Thursday before the final. And he said, look, because Steenie had scored 2 goals against Sheffield United the week before, but he'd been out for 8 weeks. But he didn't then train till the Thursday. And he came through the training session, and I spoke to Glenn afterwards. He said, look, I've decided against Manchester United, I'm going to go with the 2 small lads. And I said, OK. He said, well, look, we won home and away that season, which we did. We won 1-0 at Old Trafford and 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. He said, we played the 2 small lads. And I said to Glenn, well, I played in the game. I started the game at Stamford Bridge. And he went, did you? I went, yeah, I did. And he said, well, anyway, I'm going with the 2 small lads. But I predicted what had happened. Well, I used to travel in with Paul Elliott, big centre-half you'd know from Celtic days and Chelsea, and Gavin Peacock. And we'd drive from Swanley, we'd meet at the turn-off, and I predicted that how it would pan out. Glenn hadn't been in the squads for all them games, building up. He hadn't been in for the team for about 6 weeks. And I said, I'll be named sub. So I've said this before the meeting. I said, I'll be named sub. I won't be playing. I said, and I'll bet you Glenn puts himself on. And that's exactly what happened. And look, Glenn was an incredible footballer. One of the greatest players I've ever played with. That just unbelievable ability. And he could name himself because he was on a level that I'd never seen before, technically, from any player. And by the way, I've played with some great technical players. But Glenn was absolutely a top order of being so good. Fergie had predicted that Glenn would announce himself on the bench and would come on when they were losing. And that's a bit unfair on Glenn. And I sound like I'm being unfair to him as well. It's just what happens. I got told after the FA Cup final, so where we've lost the game, but we still had that bus that was going to go around Fulham Broadway. We had to go, and we'd lost 4-0. So it was a hard one to go to, even though the fans had turned up in their thousands at Fulham Broadway. And just before we go to meet the fans, and we go out on the balcony because it's at the mayor's building. And Glenn just said to me, oh, by the way, I'm letting you go in the summer. So I lost the final, been left out the final, and then the next day I've been told. And to be fair, it was probably, I loved it at Chelsea at that time. I really felt like I turned a corner. And the fans were great to me towards the end of that season and said to me, really appreciative to really come on leaps and bounds because I got over my knee problem. And but it was also a really sad day to leave.
Yeah.
But it was the golden opportunity to have a new career somewhere.
Yeah.
So it was a sad part of my career. Cantona got 2. I think Mark Hughes got 2. They were a phenomenal team. So Chelsea could have got beaten. How we beat them home in that way that year was a testament to how well we did it. We just beat them home and away, which was really rare because not many teams were beating Manchester United at that time. But we lost the final. But it was a big changing moment for me.
A big time in your life. And it's funny to think that then you...
I look, man, I don't...
that and it's your last. But no, I would feel for you in that situation.
Yeah, look, it's not really about me as well, because I realise afterwards, Shebahn, Glenn's got to make an honest decision on how he sees it. And that's all he's done.
Okay.
You can never take it personally as a player. So I look back at years gone by and I think he's made a call. If you're in a position of power where you're a manager, you've got to make a call.
Yeah, fascinating. All the same. Today it's Chelsea against Man City, 3 o'clock in the FA Cup final. It kicks off at 3 o'clock here on talkSPORT. That was Cappuccino with Cascarino. In the next hour, we're joined by former Chelsea centre-back and Man City supporting Gallagher to look ahead to the FA Cup final. We're also going to build up to the final day in Scotland as well, the shootout between Celtic and Hearts on the weekend breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
Ben White is to miss the rest of Arsenal's season and is set to be ruled out of the World Cup. A suspected knee ligament injury for Ben. He picked it up on Sunday. I think it was a 50-50, wasn't it? It was Somerville of West Ham. Now, up until now, Tuchel has ignored Trent Alexander-Arnold since his move to Real Madrid this summer. Could it be goodbye Ben and hello Trent? What do you think?
My gut feeling is Tuchel just doesn't fancy Trent, no matter who's fit or not, to be honest. From a defensive point of view, that's how it feels. The recent squad, he had 36, and he didn't put him in, so I don't see why I'd be putting him in now.
You think he's decided he's not going to be featured?
Feels that way.
Yeah,
I might be completely wrong, but
no matter what.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be going. It's a shame for Ben White because he seems to be in a good books for Tuchel, and he's just started to get his form back a little bit, playing regularly because Timber's injury. He's decent player.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know Gary Neville had a little criticism of the way he made that tackle. I kind of make him right in a way, but the problem you've got now, because I missed the final once by dangling a leg. Rio come through me hard, Rio Ferdinand, the way it Leeds it was, and I did my ligaments, missed the final because of it. And I look back on the tackle and think, yeah, I should have gone in full tilt. Problem you've got now with the way the rules are, especially with the follow-through rule, even if you go in full tilt and you do get the ball, but you catch someone on the way through,
and you get a red card.
Yeah, it actually encourages you to be a bit more tentative.
So what is it when you're going in fairly committed, but don't end up truly committed?
Yeah.
I mean, Gary Neville said Ben White just hangs his leg there. It's poor. He's got to be stronger than that. He's hurt himself there.
Yeah, and that's my point.
He says you're asking for trouble by doing that.
Yeah, he's right.
Get that winning feeling, courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Good morning to you. You're listening to talkSPORT, and what's a massive day up and down the country. Looking forward to it, building up to it all. But what about this? £25,000 could be in your hand. Completely tax-free, by the way. At talkSPORT, our competition's just got a whole lot bigger, and we're giving you that winning feeling to celebrate all of the prizes we've given away to now. We're going to give you £25,000, but hurry, because entries close on Monday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So here's what you need to do for your chance to win. Head to talksport.com/win. talksportwin.com. talksportwin.com, or text the word win to 83338. Text and online entries cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call this number 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260. Entries must be in by Monday, 4 o'clock. You'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. It's a network promotion with all of the terms and conditions on our website. That's talksportwin.com. talksportwin.com. For your chance to win, text 83338 now. 25 grand could be yours. Yes, please. Good luck to you. Righty-ho, heading up the road now. The destination of the 2026 Scottish Premiership title will be determined at Parkhead this afternoon at 12:30. Chasers Celtic look to overtake leaders Hearts with a victory on the final day. Hearts just need a point to claim their first title since 1960 and the first non-Old Firm championship since 1985, when it was Sir Alex Ferguson at Aberdeen. It's truly going to be a special day. Here to look ahead to it from the Celtic side of things, former midfielder John Collins. JC, good morning.
Morning, Shebahn. Morning, Chad.
John, I was waxing lyrical earlier when I said you took your shirt off in the gym at Celtic Park. I said it was like, a six-pack to be envied.
Hey, guys, just keep talking.
John, I was going to say, if you're watching on the smart TV, you just need to show us now if you've still got a six-pack.
Oh, I bet he has.
But that's the kind of stuff that get me cancelled, and I'm already teetering on the edge, John.
No, I couldn't do that 10 about.
John, it's been, as you know, it's been an amazing reaction and what's happened, and an amazing last day for the SPL. I mean, it's very hard because you're ex-Celtic and you know how patriotic, or how loyal the fan base is, that you have to say the right thing the Celtic way. I said earlier that whether Celtic fans agree or not, I said I didn't think it was a penalty. I really didn't. So I imagine it's even tougher for you to answer these sort of questions.
Well, no, I think I've got to be very honest. If I was a referee, I probably would not have given the penalty. But the reality is probably 75% of the decisions, handball decisions, I wouldn't give week in, week out. I think there's far too many soft penalties given. I think it's spoiling football. However, it's football. Week in, week out. Some weeks the decisions go for you. Some weeks they don't. A few weeks earlier, had two massive decisions went against Celtic against Hibs. I was doing the game. Hibs scored a goal. It hit Hibs player's hand, rolled down. He scored it. The goal probably shouldn't have counted. They should have had a blatant red card and a penalty, and never. So I think you ask most managers, most players, they see it from their side, their point of view all the time. But there's two sides. I don't like VAR. I'd love it if it went. Most decisions are still subjective. If it goes to VAR, it's still an opinion. So it's somebody's opinion. I don't think they're cheating. I think that's what they see and that's what they believe.
John, do you believe the Scottish VAR is any different from the Premier League VAR?
I think there's no doubt there's less camera angles, which makes it more difficult to make the judgment. The more angles you've got, the better you see it, the easier it is to make the true decision. So I think there's less camera angles up north, less money up north than there is down south. But make no mistake, the English VAR make mistakes as well.
Yeah,
all the time. Make mistakes as well.
Yeah, I mean the VAR up in Scotland is like VAR off Wish. It's just not the same. It's not the same quality at all. Not the same angles. And you're right, not the same money. This title race, John. I mean, how do you see it going? Because I mean, I thought it was. I'm not going to change my mind on this, and I'm getting hammered, and I don't care. I still just think it's a handball. That's it, right? I'm in control of nothing else. My eyes see it as a handball. I do not care. But
was that a deliberate handball?
Was it a deliberate? Yeah, what's his hand doing up there?
Well, when you jump as a football player, Cass was he was a centre forward. You propel yourself up with your arms.
But you've known not to do that for quite some time now. I mean, that is the rule.
It is an impossibility for a football player. It's natural. Everything's about balance and movement, and you constantly use your arms. All these things, natural position. You see footballers nowadays going out, a fullback's going out to a winger in the box with his hands behind his back. That is completely unnatural. I don't see any child doing that naturally in pitches up and down the country. But now what you've got in the football pitch is professional footballers running with their hands behind their backs. That's wrong.
Kirkes last night, John.
Yeah.
He does that for the goal.
Yeah.
John McGinn. I think the laws have got to be changed. They've got to sit down and have more players involved. Because the rules, there's too many.
See, this is funny, John, because we'd had a meeting not too long ago with the PGMOL, and they're saying, get us a player then who wants to do it. Where are these players who want to go and work in VAR? Why aren't they coming forward? I mean, if you're putting yourself forward, we'll send them the clip.
I think there should be more players involved in VAR, without a doubt. They've been on the pitch their whole lives. They know situations. They can see a fake move, or they can see a dirty foul, a foul, something that's completely accidental, something that's completely natural. You ask players will tell you. Referees, okay, they're refereeing games all their lives, but they're not participating in the game all their lives.
Yeah.
Well, John, you can't go and do VAR.
I think they need help, and I don't like criticising referees and VAR because they try their best, but they need help.
Yeah. John, you can go and do VAR in Monaco.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice.
Would you?
Speaking, by the way, of hands, it's in Celtic's hands. Before all of this happened, it was still possible that Celtic could play on the final day and beat Hearts by 3 goals. That was still possible as well. How do you seen it going today, considering Hearts have been brilliant all season? Celtic have clawed their way back into it.
Well, all credit to Hearts. They've had an incredible season. They've been grinding results week in, week out, and they've been at the top of the league now for something like 7 or 8 months. But Celtic are hitting a little bit of form at the right time. 6 wins in a row. Alistair Johnson's back, strengthens him at the back. Maeda's back to form. He's looking sharp. 6 goals in 4 games.
Yeah, brilliant.
I think the key point, Celtic home support is united. The Green Brigade's back in. There's a truce being called, and they're behind the team. No demonstrations, no sack the boards songs. It's going to be from start to finish. I believe the Celtic fans are going to be roaring the team forward, and I think that's a goal advantage right away.
Whatever way we look at it, John, it's been an incredible year for the SPL and so badly needed, because it was a period where it just felt there wasn't, Celtic would dominate, Rangers in years gone by would dominate, and you've had this scenario this year that's just added so much to the SPL.
Well, it's not added it to the Celtic supporters, I can honestly tell you that, because they haven't enjoyed it one little bit. But they'll win it. They'll enjoy it today if they win it. But from the outside perspective, sponsors, television, the excitement. Normally Celtic have won the league by now, but Celtic and Rangers standards have dropped dramatically this season. Hearts standards have went up. Motherwell's have went up. Hibs have went up a little bit. So it's tightened things up, and there's been no predictable results. Normally you would be saying Celtic Dundee 5-0, Celtic St Mirren 3-0, Celtic Hibs 2-0. You'd be predicting that. It would be at the bookies putting their money on. That hasn't been the case. Celtic have been disappointing, poor, but they've got results, and how they're in this position with this 1 game to go is incredible.
Give us a prediction then, John.
I'm going for 3-0 Celtic.
There you go.
Makes
me wonder if all this palaver would have been worth it.
Let's hope so. I think it would be nice for Celtic and Scottish football if they won it convincingly today. I'm sure the Hearts fans won't enjoy me saying that, but they'll be going to Celtic Park with a fair bit of confidence. 3 games have played against Celtic this season, and they've won 2.
And it's how they react to all this as well, right? How the players react to it. Will it just put that fire in their belly? That was taken away from us, the other night.
It's a dilemma for Hearts today going to the game, because a draw does them. So will that little bit of doubt in their minds, do they hold on to what they've got, or do they go and try and get a victory? And if they get caught in between, it'll be very interesting. But you know what Celtic will do? Straight from kick-off, they'll be heading towards the Hearts goal, trying to get an early goal.
Yeah, looking forward to it, John. Listen, good luck.
Cheers, John. Great
Enjoy
talking
the
to you.
games.
Guys, pleasure.
Take care of yourself. First £1 million player there, John Collins, of course, for Celtic, and Tony Cascarino's favourite six-pack in a dressing room. Heavyweight season continues, by the way, on DAZN. Tonight it's Dave Allen taking on former world title contender and a giant of a man in Filip Hrgovic. This is going to be huge. Dave versus Goliath, live from Doncaster, and Dave fancies his chances in the biggest fight to date. And then next Saturday, 23rd of May, it's Glory in Giza as Usyk faces Dutch kickboxing legend Rico Verhoeven with the WBC heavyweight title up for grabs. So join DAZN Unlimited now. Watch Dave Allen plus get 12 or more pay-per-views a year, including Usyk versus Rico at no extra cost with our friends on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
Good morning to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more. Coming up next, let's get the Hearts' perspective of things with the man who played and managed the club. Craig Levine is with us next.
We've got Jason Bourne sitting in front of the back three.
The ball goes over the top.
Yeah, but Jason Bourne's just going to eat everyone up.
You got Shaggy running in behind Jaws.
No, Shaggy didn't make the team. You binned him.
Who's there?
Walkie-talkie, Jaws and Scooby-Doo.
Okay. All right, fine, okay.
All right, here we go, boys. Well done, everyone. This is a good team. Our Spy Sports Bar 11. In goal, we've got Octopussy.
Tell us why.
Well, it's just good arms. Good arms.
They're not...
Back three.
Arms and legs.
We've got the back three, the walkie-talkie, Jaws, and Scooby-Doo. Solid back three.
I'm happy with that.
Up and down Scooby-Doo. Walkie-talkie, good community. Jaws, edit and kick it. Jason Bourne in midfield, eating everyone up with the binoculars for vision in the middle of the pitch. Inspector Gadget, player number 10. The main man, does everything. He's got the lot. Johnny English, out left. Can go missing. Can be a bit of a mess, but he always comes up with something. Right wing, the Maverick. Got the mojo, Austin Powers. And then up front, we've got the fake moustache, he's good in the box. And we've got James Bond, because he shoots to kill. That is
I think we pulled it together, you know.
Bar 11 on spying. All right, and we're going to carry this on, by the way, guys, because up next, it gets better. We are joined by former British military intelligence officer Philip Ingram to tell us where it all went wrong for Southampton and Spygate.
ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000.
Oh my God.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
That's more of a football theme, isn't it?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed the Hearts singer, Chisholm, who's been singing at the Hearts home games?
No, I haven't noticed
You
him.
haven't noticed
I
him?
mean, I think Hearts have been extraordinary this year.
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
They have been. I can't argue that. They could win the title this afternoon up the road in Scotland at Parkhead. 12:30 kick-off there. So let's get the Hearts perspective of it. We just spoke to John Collins, former Celtic midfielder, to get his thoughts. He's thinking it could be a 3-0 win for Celtic against Hearts today. They topped the table by a point. It would end 66 years of Heart or more from today's game. Like I say, they just need a point ahead of the game. Hearts boss Derek McInnes says his players need to keep calm and carry on.
The good thing for me is, the confidence I feel in the players is so strong. We have to go there with courage. We have to go there with belief and be bullish with our work. And there has to be that sense of it's all about the detail in the game and playing well. Because everything else it entails, it'll be bedlam. It'll be an unbelievable atmosphere just because of what's at stake. But there might be a feeling, I think, that there might be people who think, everything's back on script now. Celtic won their home game, won the league, and that's what Celtic have done for the last wee while. They've been the team that win more titles, but we've ripped the script up so often this season, and we've got one more in us, I think, and it's up to us to try and make that happen.
Hearts manager Derek McInnes there speaking to the media yesterday. Pleased to say a man who's played for the club, managed them twice at Tynecastle. Craig Levine is with us now. Good morning, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Morning, Shebahn. Morning, Tony.
Craig, the tough one is, what did you make of midweek? Because we've had Joe Collins talk and many others. What did you make of the midweek decision? Because you're a centre half, you know what you need to do to jump to defend that sort of situation.
I need to be careful. I might get banned from Hampden if I say. Yeah, I think everybody. Well, if you're going to ask most neutrals, I think they would say that that it was a terrible decision, and that's about as much as I'm going to say on it.
Well, okay. So let's get to the game and talk about Derek McInnes is there, is talking how proud he is of his team, and they've still got a job to do, and we've got one more big performance, Craig.
I believe that. I think the evidence is there, Tony. I mean, the Celtic haven't beaten Hearts this season. It's a long time since that happened, with the 2 victories and one draw. And that's all the evidence I think that Hearts need today. And one of those victories, of course, was at Celtic Park. Now, of course, there'll be a change in the heat coming from the stands, I'm sure, with only 800 Hearts supporters there and the rest of Celtic. But Hearts have dealt with everything that's been thrown at them this season, and I expect them to do the same today.
As a manager yourself and playing for Hearts, what do you love about this team?
It's the resilience. I think that there's so many times they've been behind going at the 90th minute this season, and they managed to come back and score and get a draw or a victory, and that's what's kept them at the top end of the table. I must say, and you probably recognise this, Tony, but this is not a really strong Celtic team. The teams of the past have been far stronger than this team, and that again is evidence that Derek can use to give his players hope when he's doing his team talk in the dressing room.
And that's it as well. I mean, you mentioned this not being a good Celtic side this season. When Hearts lost Shankland and Braga to injury, they still didn't drop points. You know, they were the goal scorers at the time. You thought at that point, as a Celtic fan, I was going, okay, they're going to drop off a little bit here, but they didn't. They're such a together, strong team, Hearts.
Yeah, no, and a lot of those goals have come from set pieces. The quality of the delivery and the willingness to get on the end of the corner has been very noticeable this season from Hearts. They lead, I think they lead all the set piece records this season, and that's another thing that Celtic will have to contend with.
And Craig, when did you recognise that you felt Hearts with the early signs of going, do you know what, they're going to go really deep this year?
Well, I think when you regularly beat the old firm, and which they've done, and it's been a gradual process for me, and the belief is absolutely here now, but it's taken a little bit of time. Every time they either drew with or beat one of the old firm teams, or got into a tricky situation where they were behind. I mean, Motherwell have been absolutely brilliant this season. Hearts were behind 3-1 at home and came back late in the game to draw 3 each. And again, that point, you could say that point is the point that they're leading by just now,
Yeah.
But it's been so resilient.
You were part of the squad back in '86 that could have won it on the final day. It was a massive heartbreak at the time. What would today represent if it doesn't go Hearts' way?
It's still a massive heartbreak.
Yeah, nobody's over it from that day. Yeah,
yeah, it's something that you just don't get over. But again, I think if you said to Derek at the start of the season that he'd be going to Celtic Park last day of the season, just needing a point to win the title, he would have grabbed that opportunity and been absolutely thrilled. And I think that the Hearts have the opportunity today. They don't need to win the game, which is always a bit of a safety net. But it can be quite tricky because what you don't want to do is send your players out in a kind of negative mode and invite pressure from Celtic. So he has to get that balance right. And if he gets that right, then it's there for the winning.
Prediction before we let you go, Craig?
A draw.
Okay, all right, and you'll be happy with that. That's for sure. Because
I'll be ecstatic, Shebahn.
Win you the title. Craig Levein made over 400 appearances for Hearts. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Enjoy today.
Cheers, Craig. All the
Craig,
best.
before you go, it's a handball. It's a handball. All day long, handball. Speak to you again soon.
Cheers, guys.
Celtic Hearts updates on talkSPORT today from Chris Hull and Chris Awelamo, 12:30 today here on talkSPORT. This is the Weekend Sports Breakfast. In the next hour, we'll build up to another massive game today in England, the FA Cup final. Rockstars and rock solid defenders will join us next.
So what? We don't listen. Middlesbrough went 1-0 up, Jamie.
He's right.
Right, they played brilliant. The first half, we scored an equaliser, right, and that done it. That put it to bed because the second half we come out flying, mate. Middlesbrough had nothing. They were leggy. They were gone.
I think the rule is if you're going to
great call.
don't get caught.
What? What's that?
The rule is you're going to cheat.
Is that your analysis of
I think
Spygate?
I think well,
if you're going to cheat, don't get caught.
Well, I think if you cheat, no, rule number 1, don't get caught. Can't get caught cheating, mate. Can you?
You can't say that, mate.
Well, you can.
You can't.
I don't think it's cheating.
What do you mean?
Just don't get caught.
What do you mean? It's cheating.
It's not cheating.
It is a form of cheating.
It's not a form of cheating, but if you are cheating, don't get caught.
Is texting another woman cheating?
What are you saying to her?
Well,
you tell me what I'm saying, I'll tell you it's cheating.
We're just having a little chat. We're having a,
No, it's not cheating.
You're having a chat, you're a bit flirty.
Well, okay, what am I saying? You give me the context of the text, and I'll tell you if
Okay,
it's
I'll
cheating.
say, I see you at the bar the other day. I got your number, and I just thought I'd give you a message. I thought you look really pretty.
That's not cheating in my book.
You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace.
Oh, that's not cheating, is it?
What do you mean? It's a form of cheating.
It's not.
It is.
No, it's not. It's fine.
You can't get away with that.
No, I think you wouldn't.
Swain can't get
no,
away
but
with
here's
that.
the thing. I ain't got caught. Delete the tweet. Delete the text. Delete the text.
Let's be honest, we've all found ourselves raging at a referee's decision at some stage. This feel familiar?
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
They've got a case in that it was a bad decision. It's such a poor decision.
Yeah, I think he's just made a bad decision in that instance.
But what does it take to get to the very top of football refereeing? Every referee starts with their county FA. It's a simple training course and you can take it as soon as you hit your 14th birthday. Once you've done that, you have to go through at least 11 hours of face-to-face training. You'll then graduate as a level 7 official, which means you can take charge of county level games. But hold your horses, there's still a long way to go to get to the Premier League. Your next step is to spend a year each at levels 6, 5 and 4. This covers the top of the amateur game. Only at level 3 do you start doing Northern Counties or Isthmian League level games, for example. If you've done this all quickly, you can reach level 2 and ref your first National League match after, I don't know, 6 years? After getting enough experience at that level, you can apply to be a referee in the EFL. There's an interview, people watching you do games, and then, if the EFL are happy, you'll be granted a level 1 licence to ref in games in League 2 and above. Now, they don't just say on you go to the Premier League, you have to work your way up through the divisions. Only after years of hard work and refereeing on cold Tuesday nights in Stoke can you be considered to do matches in some of Europe's very best stadiums. Now, who was the youngest to reach the very top? It was actually Michael Oliver. He refed his first Premier League match in 2010 at the tender age of just 25. So if you want to follow in his footsteps, crack on. It'll only take you roughly a decade, thousands of hours of work and an incredibly thick skin. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough for the top flight. That means there's not even a 1 in 1,000 chance you'll even make it in. Obviously, referees can make mistakes, but when you think about it, having a go at them is kind of like slating a brain surgeon.
Yes, Good morning to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Former Celtic striker Tony Cascarino is here.
Good morning.
Aston Villa secured Champions League football with a 4-2 win over Liverpool last night. John McGinn sealed an emphatic victory with this belter.
McGinn on his left foot. Oh, what a finish from John McGinn. He's a man that doesn't believe in tap-ins. He sealed this one with a sensational goal.
Some man for one man. That game is live and exclusive on talkSPORT. Next stop, Aston Bull for Aston Villa. North of the border, challengers Celtic face leaders Hearts with the winner claiming the Scottish Premiership title. Hearts boss Derek McInnes knows how big this is for Scottish football.
You know, it's a perfect ending to a season, you know, for the league, Scottish football, you know, for drama and excitement. You know, it's pure box office.
I feel sick. I'm nervous. We'll have all the updates on that one from 12:30 today here on talkSPORT. And local boy Dave Allen aims to upset the odds against Filip Hrgović live from Doncaster's Eco Power Stadium tonight. Allen believes that it could be a magical night for him.
I just feel like everything's going to come together and this will be my one night. If I beat Filip Hrgović, I might never win another fight again. But I do think May 16th is my night to really do that special thing that I think we all have the capability of doing.
You've got to believe, and he does indeed believe in himself. The White Rhino tonight up against Hrgović live here on talkSPORT from 9 o'clock on Fight Night. And of course, it's FA Cup final day. Will build up to Chelsea versus Manchester City this hour. Of course, that game is live for you here on talkSPORT. It's the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Cash just watching back the highlights again from last night's game. Aston Villa beating Liverpool 4-2. It actually gets worse for Liverpool the more you watch.
Well, some of the goals that Liverpool conceded, you know, and I get the first goal, Morgan Rogers, it's a very well worked set piece, but talk about unprepared for a free kick and not getting bodies to confront the player that's on the ball. Liverpool were really poor again last night.
And that set piece goal as well from Aston Villa. You know, all cameras went to Austin McPhee. The set piece goals, you know, straight off the train.
He's like the rock drummer, isn't he? It just looks like he should be on the drums in a rock band.
Yeah.
But he sets up all these different ideas and free kicks and fair play to him, and that's the good side of set pieces. Now we talked about Bernardo Silva criticising all these set pieces, but there's some really well worked free kicks, corners that have come out of real textbook sort of ideas that, and when they come off, they look great.
Yeah, I mean they can only be confident now heading into this final. You know,
but he's already said he's going to prepare now. That means the final game of the season in the Premier League, he's going to sort of say ignore, but it ain't going to be the Aston Villa team that end up playing against Freiburg.
I mean, they've got Champions League football next season. They
fair, but and incredible.
Win a trophy as well. I mean, for Villa fans, it's just absolutely everything.
Yeah.
What a time, you know, what a time they've waited for it.
Yeah, he's put an incredible team together, and against the odds with financial fair play being a massive issue for Aston Villa and other clubs, but their reward is great coaching, manager being allowed to do his job, and he's very good at it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be up there with manager of the season. I know if Mikel Arteta wins the league with Arsenal, that'll be a clear focus as well.
Well, it's a no-brainer. If Arsenal end up winning the Champions League and the Premier League,
it's Mikel.
You know, that's a double that is a pretty rare one to do.
Yeah, looking ahead to tomorrow, by the way, full fixture list in the Premier League to look ahead to. It all gets underway tomorrow, 12:30. Manchester United against Forest, and then roll round to Monday evening, where it's Arsenal, of course. They take on Burnley. That's Monday night live on talkSPORT. Coming up for us today, you're going to hear from different voices here on talkSPORT for an hour. We're building up to the FA Cup final at Wembley. So from 9 o'clock, our broadcast is going to be simulcast with our friends on TNT Sport, who are over at Wembley Way for the build-up to the show. Pleased to say the host of the FA Cup final day is Craig Doyle, and he's with us now. Good morning, Craig. You all ready to go?
Good morning. Oh, am I what? FA Cup final day. How could I not be ready? There it is. Look. A little bit of the arch. Couldn't get the whole thing for you.
Yeah.
That's good enough. I'll take that, Craig.
And Craig, you know, we've seen, you know, the leading clubs in the country, two of the top six played finals before, but this feels a little bit unique. I was at Stamford Bridge not so long ago, and City came to Stamford Bridge and won 3-0 comfortably, you know, and you feel like this is a day where if a Chelsea team who have been questioned so much have to turn up and do something.
Yeah, statement day, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah.
Like, it's mad, isn't it? You get these landmark moments where you can come somewhere like this, 90,000 people, and go, it's not all bad, actually. We're doing okay. And there's loads of practical things. There's a load of jeopardy here, obviously, for Chelsea, but we know where they are in the league. You get a statement win against City today, and it does change their season. There's no doubt about it. I was looking at some of the finances as well. If they win today, obviously it gets them into Europe next season. Financially, how that changes things. Not that they're short of a few quid, but it does boost things all round. And the FA Cup's the FA Cup. I know it's changed in people's minds over the years, but when you come down to Wembley today, there's been people here last night. I don't know if they even have tickets. They just want to be near this occasion. So it's still an incredibly special occasion and an incredibly special trophy to win. And Pep was talking about it in this press conference yesterday, and he was kind of sneering at journalists who suggested there might be other important things on his mind. He's like, no, it's the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I want to win it, you know?
Yeah. And that's that. I mean, for his career, it always feels like because he was challenging for the Premier League, because he was challenging for Champions League in seasons, that he wouldn't care about the FA Cup, but he's always prioritised this competition. Tell us about what's coming up today with the TNT simulcast with talkSPORT, Craig. What can we expect from 9 o'clock this morning?
Well, do you remember when you were a kid?
Yeah. Still
trickier for Tony and I. Trickier for us, guys. But like, I just remember waking up, and you'd wake up knowing it was FA Cup final day. There was something in the air. There was something in your soul, you know, and a giddiness about you, and everything was aimed towards, you know, the build-up, and you know, we had the road to Wembley, and we had all these landmark things, and I guess some of that's drifted. And what TNT wants to do is just to bring back FA Cup final day, just give it back to the viewers, give it back to the fans. So we're on air all day. So I'm on with Becky Ives from 9 till 11, and then they keep on going all the way through to, well, it's in the last bit of drama and the last bit of celebration. We've actually got a really good position. We got a rooftop kind of studio. You can't see it. It's over the other side of the building that looks over towards the arch, and it'll look down at all the chaos along Wembley Way, or whatever it's called these days. And then we get inside the stadium from about 1 o'clock. So we're live all day. And I guess for me, like, I'm mainly a rugby guy and a golf guy. So I guess this morning, well, a lot of it will be about nostalgia, your favorite FA Cup moments, and just trying to get people back to their childhood when they got excited about an FA Cup final day. That's what it's about.
You've got Jason Cundy from talkSPORT popping down to enjoy your company as well. So good luck with that,
yeah,
Craig.
And he's such a quiet guy for 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning.
Has he ever done a Pep Guardiola? You know, when he puts on the
mask?
Face mask.
We'll get the Pep mask.
Guardiola? I don't think he has.
Oh, really? Is that what I've got in store today?
Craig, honestly, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Seriously, I've just
seen Jolien Lescott's just walked in. We have a little kind of meeting room in here. I shouldn't be showing you behind the scenes.
No, go on,
everybody's
show us,
in here.
If you're watching the smart TV.
Okay, well,
hi,
I
Jolien.
love it. Okay.
Hi, everyone.
I don't know where he's gone. I don't know where he's gone.
Hiya.
Some of the gang are there.
Most of them meant for the breakfast.
Guys, whenever you're ready to give us a wave back, where's your manners?
Hey.
Just pieing us, Craig.
Do you know why? Somebody's just delivered 200 fresh croissants.
Right.
And they're just diving in.
Tell them not to choke on them. Craig, what a pleasure.
Actually looking at I'm looking at Liam McDevitt in there. We hadn't seen Liam since our little Villa, Aston Villa episode, so we were reminiscing.
Careful what you say there, a little Villa.
Oh, yeah. Craig, we're looking forward to hearing it. Listen, you've got the best voice going, I have to say that. So we'll hear you on talkSPORT today with TNT.
Yeah, that's really cool, isn't it? We're live, so we're on telly and on the radio at the same time.
You're everywhere, mate. You're everywhere. Insta live it as well while you can. Craig Doyle with us this morning. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Enjoy FA Cup final.
See you later.
Cheers, Craig.
Lovely talking to you. Take care. Have a great day. See you guys. Bye.
All the best. That's TNT Sports presenter Craig Doyle there, following us FA Cup final live on talkSPORT and TNT Sport, and then immediately following that is the warm-up Box Park special from 10 o'clock. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Working with you. Coming up next, we'll be joined by a Gallagher and his band.
As we alluded to yesterday, Southampton are likely to face a sporting sanction if they're found guilty of spying charges. As a result, they could end up being thrown out of the playoff final to be replaced in that final by Middlesbrough instead, the team that they put out last night at the semi-final second leg stage. We said we'd look into this more thoroughly from a financial, legal expert point of view, and the very man who fits that bill is sitting to my right. Stefan Borsten joins us live in studio. And Stefan, good morning to you.
Hi.
We'll get into how this may or may not play out in the courts. Is there a precedent, Stefan, for chucking a team out of the playoffs?
Well, it happened to Swindon, but it was different. Well, not in terms of the playoffs, but in terms of sort of annulling the promotion. But it was a different situation. I mean, there's no situation where you've had it all come to a head within this small window around the playoffs. In terms of spying / espionage, there's really very few cases anywhere in football in respect of this. So you've got the Leeds situation that we know about, where it was systematic. They ended up with a £200,000 fine. And effectively, the other part of the sanction was to vote in favour of the rule that then came in. This rule that we're now talking about in terms of the 72-hour rule. That was part of the agreement on that. So that brought the rule in. The only other case is actually from the World.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000.
Oh my God.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Opportunities are rising, and I'm all over the place. Starting to feel like I'm
How you doing this morning? You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Today is a huge day. Stay with us here on talkSPORT. Stay across all of the finals, the latest for the golf, everything that's going on today. By the way, this song you're hearing right now is a band called Villanelle. The song is Opportunity Arising, a rock punk outfit, three friends, fronted by Gene Gallagher, alongside his best pals, Ben Taylor and Jack Scavo. They might be pals today, but most of the time, they're pals most of the time, but they're kind of enemies today. That's because two of them take on Man City. They're Man City fans. That'd be Gene Gallagher, son of Liam, and Jack's Chelsea fan today for the FA Cup final. We've got Gene and Jack with us now this morning. Hi lads, how you doing?
Hello.
Hi lads.
Good to see you guys. You look absolutely ready for the weekend. How are you feeling about the game today? Firstly, we'll start with you, Gene. Are you confident it's going to be Man City?
Yeah, man. I mean, we were saying earlier, I might need to buy an apartment next to Wembley these days.
24th final for Pep. He said that. He said, name a stand
they're
after
there
me.
that often.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Gene, you being a Man City fan and coming down to London, and Ben, obviously you're a Chelsea fan, because Gene, I would imagine, don't live too far from you in Chelsea.
Jack.
Yeah, no, man. Yeah.
How are you feeling about Chelsea today? It's just not been really happening second half of the season. Do you think you can overturn that today?
I don't know. I mean, look, Chelsea can be magic in finals. You know, sometimes we've been pretty magic in finals against City, so who knows? I mean, if our season's anything to go off, I'm not too optimistic. But I mean, you know, when we get to the game today, it's like, because I'm sort of not that optimistic, it's like I'm going in just like, I'm just happy to hopefully see us play a good game. But I mean, we were quite good against Liverpool. Maybe, you know, the tide has turned slightly late in the season, but maybe we can clinch something today because of that.
Well, I was Ben and Jean on it, whatever one of you want to answer it, but I was at the game at Stamford Bridge when City won 3-0, and it was a cruise. They just literally, it was so under City's control.
Yeah, I mean, we were both there as well.
Too.
And then, I think Jack, you wanted us to win as well because you wanted us to beat Arsenal in the title race. So
look, man,
you were supporting us that day.
No, I mean, we were there. We went together. You know, we're unified around a common enemy at least right now. Do you know what I mean? Like you know, all the rivals set aside. Like as long as we're sort of unified against Arsenal right now, happy days. I mean, we're still coming out of this with a trophy. One of us is coming out with more trophies than Arsenal won so far this season. Today.
Yes, guys, how's the band going anyway? Villanelle's the band. Is it going well for you, Jean?
Yeah, it's going well. We had a gig last night actually at the Great Escape, so we're a little bit hungover today. You know, this is early for us, but you know,
this is early doors, man.
No, it was good crack. You know.
Well,
so,
you look fresh. Good luck for what's to come for you boys, and good luck against each other today. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us, guys.
All the best, Villanelle, the boys there, Jean Gallagher and Jack Schiavo with us here on talkSPORT. Don't forget, it is live for you on talkSPORT today, 3 o'clock kickoff, Chelsea, Man City in the FA Cup final. Let's get the latest odds now with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
And a very good morning, John Hill.
Hi, John.
Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, we're great. We're great.
Good.
Yeah. Come on then. Where are we going first? We're going to FA Cup final.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's a day of two big cup finals, isn't it? The FA Cup final and the one in Scotland is effectively a cup final for the title up there. So we'll come on to that shortly. But yeah, Chelsea, City, there again, aren't they? Fourth consecutive FA Cup final. But just a hint of caution if you are backing City today. They were beaten by Manchester United in the final 2 years ago and then beaten by Palace the year before. So it has been the underdogs that's come out on top in this FA Cup final in recent years. In terms of today, City 1-3 favourites to get their hands on the cup. Chelsea 15-8. And in terms of Chelsea, it's been a disappointing campaign, hasn't it, Cass? But you know they'll probably forget about that if they're able to get their hands on the trophy today.
Yeah, well, I mentioned earlier that you know at the bridge and watching City just dismantle Chelsea on that particular day.
They did.
Final Wembley, you know, one-off game. Chelsea they've got to be so much better than they were at that period. I mean, they'd lost to Brighton 3-0, not played well. You know, so I'd like to think Chelsea are going to make a fist of it today because it's just a final and that's what you do.
And they've got the players, haven't they, Cass?
Oh,
you know, it's a multi-billion-pound squad. We're not talking about, you know, a team that's just been thrown together. They were world champions at the start of the season as well, we must remember. So they've got the players. It's just a bit of a mess at the moment there, isn't it,
well,
Stamford
Wigan
Bridge
did it, didn't they, to City? Was it 2011? Well,
it was, I remember it, last-minute winner, wasn't it, from a corner? Forget the lad's name who scored, but it can be done, and Pep knows that, and it's going to be an interesting game, that one today.
Yeah, looking forward to it live on talkSPORT. The build-up with Adrian Dunham from 1 at Wembley, and then kick-off is at 3. However,
absolutely, we've got one early, haven't we? Yes. Looking forward to this. Looking forward to this, Shebahn.
12:30.
What a season. What a season it's been up in Scotland. It's really caught my imagination. Hearts at the start of the season, by the way, they were 25-1 outsiders to win the Scottish Premiership. So, to go into the final game with a chance of winning it, it's been a remarkable season for them. Okay, they'll still be a bit disappointed what happened midweek, the controversy around the penalty decision. You know, wrongly or rightly, but at the end of the day, we've got a shootout here, haven't we, Shebahn? You know, I'm sure you thought it was a clear penalty, Shebahn.
I thought it was. I still do. I think it's a handball. That's it.
I did, to be fair. Yeah, I did, absolutely. In terms of the odds, let's have a look at it, shall we? Celtic, 8-13 favourites. Their odds are at 8-13. Just a victory needed, of course, for Celtic at home. Hearts, a draw will do, but I always think that's a little bit dangerous when you're playing for a draw. So I hope Hearts are positive today. They're 5-4 4 to win the title. And in terms of the match betting, Celtic obviously 8-13 to win, 17-5 the draw. Hearts and 19-5. So this is going to be tasty at lunchtime. I will certainly be glued to this one, guys.
Yeah. Newmarket and Newbury today. More so Newbury because some big races today there.
There is, Cass, absolutely, yeah. Flat racing, the feature races, the Locking Straight. It's one of the big Group 1 races over a mile across the season for open age horses, and very tight betting, Cass. We've got joint favourites at the moment here: Zeus, Olympios, and Notable Speech for Godolphin. They're 7-2 joint favourites in that one. And then later in the card, it's the London Gold Cup at 3:45. Again, another open betting race, 5-1 joint favourites: Sahari King and Port of Spain. So looking forward to some good racing from Newbury and Newmarket.
It's going to be a great day, John. We're looking
It
forward
is.
to it. Thank you so much. We'll speak to you again tomorrow, okay?
Cheers,
Have a good one, guys. Cheers.
All the best, John Hill there. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18 plus, begambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Fancy £25,000, by the way, in your hand, completely tax-free at talkSPORT. Our competitions are getting bigger and bigger. We're giving you the chance to win 25 grand. Head to talksportwin.com to enter. For full terms and conditions, it's there at talksportwin.com. 25 grand, do it. Entries close on Monday at 4 o'clock. Good luck to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Up next, a former Chelsea defender will join us to give his perspective on the FA Cup final.
You've got Madonna, Shakira and BTS are going to headline the halftime show at this summer's World Cup final on July the 19th. The halftime show during last summer's Club World Cup in the United States between Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain lasted more than 24 minutes. This is going to be the first time that there has been a halftime show at a World Cup final. I've got a terrible feeling that you're going to tell me you have no problem with this.
No, I haven't got an issue with it.
Oh, God.
But then I'm used to... Listen, I love American sports. People know that. I love American sports. I love the Super Bowl halftime show. Of course, it's not going to be for everyone, and I get that. I've got no issue with that at all. But what they're going to have to do is make sure that they've got plenty of bikes in the dressing rooms, the warm-up areas to keep the legs moving, because I've been to halftime, 24 minutes, that is long. Especially when the intensity of the game, then you go in and you cool down a little bit, and then you talk about 25 minutes before you get yourself back out there. They have to keep warming.
Aaron, you know when you say that you love American sports and you therefore don't mind the intrusion of a halftime show, I kind of get it. I went to a Super Bowl. Snoop Dogg was there.
That was unbelievable, that one.
Yeah, and that was great because it was a Super Bowl. But I wouldn't necessarily want that at an FA Cup final. I think when you buy into the American experience, you get the American experience. Why are we getting the American experience in a game that doesn't necessarily need one?
Probably because it's in America. I think if it was elsewhere, it probably wouldn't be. That wouldn't be the case because it's in America.
Although we started to get it in Champions League finals, haven't we? We've had Dua Lipa at a Champions League final.
Yeah, you know, I get it. It's not for everyone, and I've got no argument. If people come on here and say, "Nah, it's rubbish. I hate it." Then listen. You're going to get no argument from me. I just quite like it. But then also as well, it depends on the act. Like, listen, Shakira. I know a couple of her songs.
That's an absolute banger, that, by the way.
Yeah.
Great song. That's like a bit of Riri.
Yeah.
Rihanna.
You like her?
I thought it was. Yeah, I mean, catchy songs. I haven't bought one of her albums or records.
Okay.
But
we'll feed that back to her.
Not that she's bothered. She's probably got about 100 million people who have, and maybe more.
I'd say that's my favourite Riri song. Good morning.
I like
It's the Weekend
Umbrella.
Sport. Do you? That's your one. Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. What's My Name by Rihanna. Cass, how bothered are you as a senior person from football, right?
Senior.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
It's better than older, isn't it?
Yeah, no, yeah, go on then. I'm a senior.
Right.
I'm not claiming my pension.
They change their names on the back of the shirt to either the first name or like their house name, whatever it may be on the back of the shirt. Would you rather just see their last name?
I don't really care.
Like
You
Jesse.
put what you want. It's your shirt.
Jesse, really? Yeah, you would do it?
Yeah. But,
Just imagine you playing
some-
now and it's just Cass.
yeah, it wouldn't bother me that much.
Would you like that?
Yeah, everyone refers to me as Cass. That wouldn't bother me.
Jesse Lingard, playing out at Corinthians, has now got G-Lings.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's a little bit more, a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it?
G-Lings.
J-Lings.
What, G-Lings?
Yeah.
Like, come on now, you're
But
30.
that's what he wants. I mean, if everyone's happy with it, do you have to register your real name? No.
Yeah. Do you not think?
Surname, you definitely have to, but
Well, G-Lings for the Corinthians, you can read all about it on our website, talksport.com. More madness and randomness in the latest episode of 21 Minutes to Go with Andy Goldstein and Jason Cundy. It's out now. They're talking about the anatomy of a fly. That's how random it gets. And also Goldstein's talents as a hypnotist. They are going through all of this randomness on the podcast, 21 Minutes to Go. If you've got 20 minutes spare, you're going to the gym, you're going for a run, you're out in the car, whack that on the talkSPORT app. You can listen to it for free. Good fun as ever. 21 Minutes to Go. And if you like your football from abroad tonight, by the way, 7 o'clock, you can watch Al Hilal Saudi FC against Al Khulud Club in the Roshan Saudi League live and in vision. That's on talkSPORT's YouTube channel, so you can watch it all there. Right, here's what's coming up for you on talkSPORT today. We've been saying it all morning. It's just such a huge day ahead. After us, FA Cup final day live with Craig Doyle. It's a simulcast with TNT Sports. Our friends there are going to join us here at talkSPORT, and it's a very special show building up to the FA Cup final. Jason Cundy is going to be there, so the carnage will be usual here on talkSPORT. 10 o'clock, it's the warm-up live from Wembley Box Park with full build-up to the Cup final. Our coverage of the final is live from 1 o'clock from Wembley. Chelsea, Manchester City, Adrian Durham in his throne, taking it all in today here on talkSPORT. And then it's the game day phone-in after that. Jamie O'Hara and Mickey Gray from 6 o'clock, taking all your calls. And then to round off your evening of top quality sport, we've got live boxing 9 o'clock. Dave Allen takes on Philip Hergovich with Adam Catterall in the hot seat, and the team live from Doncaster tonight. So that's what's coming up for you here on talkSPORT today. Download the talkSPORT app if you haven't already and take us anywhere with you. So let's continue our build up to the FA Cup final at Wembley today. Chelsea looking to win their first FA Cup since 2018 with their interim head coach Callum McFarlane aiming to be the first English manager to hold the old trophy aloft since Harry Redknapp back in 2008, and only the third English manager since 1995.
Wow.
Yeah. McFarlane says he's feeling good ahead of leading the side out at Wembley today.
I think it will be very similar from our standpoint. We'll prepare, we'll have the same process in the way we work day to day, whether it's meetings with players, individual meetings, it will all be the same, and we'll try and make it as normal as possible and try and get the same sort of performance we got against Leeds and Liverpool. But it's a massive game, you can't hide away from that, and we all want to win that game.
Well, to discuss his old side's chances, let's speak to former Chelsea centre-back and author of Raise Your Game, Michael Dewberry is with us now. Good morning, Michael.
Hi,
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Very well, thank you.
What's your feeling, Doobs? Because you've seen a lot of Chelsea. They've been disappointed in a number of games. The players have certainly been questioned, and rightly so, Doobs. So tell us how you're thinking. Obviously, a final makes a massive difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you're a Chelsea fan, you're hoping for the whole FA Cup magic. You're hoping that it comes together. The side play this near perfect game. They stick to the game plan, and City are just more focused on the Premier League, and everything has to come together because we see the only reference is the last game that when City went to Stamford Bridge, and it was, as you said before, it was easy for them. And no one really worried because I think everyone wanted City to win for the title race, but this time it has to be different. So my gut feeling is Chelsea have to be near perfect to get something out of this.
Yeah.
I was going to say, dudes, they've got Chelsea have got a lot of very good players, excellent players. Neto can on his day can be superb. Yao Pedro, absolute talent. Then you've got Caicedo, and then you know Cole, and it's just they might have 5 or 6 really top end players at least.
Yeah, you know, my feeling on that is that Chelsea have gone the route of having this young squad. No one's above the age of 25. And with young players, you always get inconsistency. And, you know, you look back when you have an academy side or young team, and sometimes Chelsea go on this run where everyone's on this great form and it looks great. And then they go down, and then when they go on have this bad form, it lasts for a very long time. And I feel that they're in that, and there's no real senior players to gel it together to get them out of that rut. And I think having a young team, you're going to get these inconsistencies and this long period of bad form because they have the players. These are the same players that won the World Club Championship not too long ago. So it's a head scratcher, and that's why some people are looking for a strong leader, and that in the manager.
Yeah, Doobs, you, me, many others have all said the same thing. The experience, the proven players who will handle a dressing room, plus what happens on the football pitch, is something that Chelsea as a club have ignored.
Yeah, and there's some things. Listen, tactics, all this sort of stuff. But there's some things in football that have just been proven, and I think you do need that experience, that someone to manage and lead the game on the pitch when it's going down, and to grab players in when they're in a bad period of time, to be that voice. The manager can't do it from the touchline. It needs someone on the pitch to manage it, and you can't ignore that. And you can do well and win games, but over a period of 38 games in the league and cup games, you need that voice to get people through that hard stages.
And you can't ignore Xabi Alonso. I mean, we understand that Chelsea are looking at him for the future of their club, but it would be after, of course, today's cup final is all wrapped up. How do you feel about that?
I just think that if he gets more control as far as the players, I think that's maybe something he would be looking at. But you need someone strong to then start putting a proper culture inside Chelsea and saying this is how we do things. It looks to players doing what they want, and it just needs someone to say, I'm the manager, this is what we're going, this is direction, and getting a real focus and culture back into to Chelsea.
I totally agree. What's necessary at Chelsea are big changes that I hope if Xabi Alonso gets the job, that he's allowed to do them changes that most people who know that football club well feels like their club's been taken away from them.
Yeah, that's why there's such a gripe from off the pitch from the fans. They see that their heart of the club is being ripped out, too many changes in the wrong direction. And listen, Chelsea have always been associated with managers changing, but it's always been a positive reaction and result, and they've always got the right person in, and the manager's been able to manage as such. But now it just seems to be this constant change with no real positive reaction to it, and I think that's what the fans are going, where are we going with this? It doesn't seem great on the pitch. Some of the performances have been pretty heartless, and fans are a bit frustrated. They just need a manager in charge to take them in the right direction. Otherwise, you're losing ground on those in the top 6.
By the way, just watching on the smart TV, I'm getting a little bit of OCD vibes with your background there, Michael. That is some setup, but also see your book, Raise Your Game. Can you tell us about your book?
Yeah, so my book, Raise Your Game, obviously now I'm a elite performance coach and now author. So this book is a self-development, self-help book for those people that want to better themselves, improve themselves. Anyone can read it. Those looking to, take themselves to the next level. It's done by sports people in there, athletes, Sally Gunnell, the athlete, Darren Barker, the boxer, Ian Poulter, the golfer, all contributed to their stories and just helping people to raise their game and improve themselves. So go and get it. The OCD, it looks great. I'm not really the marketing guy, so it just helps in the background to draw attention to the book. So yeah, a little plug. Go and get your book on anywhere, Amazon, Waterstone. Go and get it.
Well, Dubes, I've got to say fair play to you, because the young lad that you were at Chelsea when I was there, you used to enjoy joining in the games, and you put a bit on a few. You was good at it, but you also had the mentality and the
Thank you, Cass. I mean, you was called a senior pro, a veteran. Sounds nice, doesn't it? A veteran.
I'll take a veteran, yeah.
Yeah, a veteran of the game. Going in there, the old pro helping me. Yeah. So you've always been a good. It wasn't so nice to me on the poker table, but on the football field, you was good to me.
He does that.
No, good, Dubes. Pleasure having you on this morning.
Thank you.
Good luck, and good luck with the book.
Yeah,
nice one, Cass. Nice one, guys.
All the best to you. 3-time trophy winner with Chelsea, Michael Dewberry there. The book is Raise Your Game, and you can get it now. Good luck to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more. Coming up for you, we're going to get the City perspective on the FA Cup final next with a charming man. Mike Joyce from the Smiths is with us next as we build up to the big game at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Another developing story this morning coming out of Manchester United. Manchester United have reportedly reached out to other potential candidates, but wish to speak to Michael Carrick first. What do you read into that? Is the significant fact of that Carrick gets first dibs in speaking to those who will make the ultimate decision?
Well,
in other words, he's leading the way.
I find it strange how these things come out. Like, who is it leaking the fact that United have spoken or speaking to other candidates before they speak to Michael? I mean, it's bizarre, especially when you're talking about one of the biggest clubs in the world. Can they not do business? Can they not keep their own counsel? I find that a bit bizarre, but he's done really well. And, with the position they were in to where he's got them, you could argue he deserves another go at it and bring some players in the summer. And I wouldn't say that's a huge risk. The progression they've made under him, I'd give him another go. Yeah.
Yeah. Significant, Simon, that they want to speak to Carrick first.
Yeah, again, I don't know who's briefing in and whether it's coming from Carrick's side or whether it's coming from Man United's side as to the briefing in as to why Man United need. You can employ an England manager without anyone knowing about it, but they can't seemingly have a conversation amongst themselves without broadcasting it to the media. I don't understand why that is the case. I still think it's fraught with lots of questions that need to be asked and answered about the position of someone that becomes in moments of adversity. We've seen no moments of adversity for Carrick, really. He's done the job, so it makes it a conundrum.
Get ready to get that winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because we're giving one lucky listener the chance to win a massive £25,000.
Oh my God.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could win 25 grand in your hand, tax free.
Oh, that's incredible.
Get that winning feeling courtesy of talkSPORT Win.
Thank you very much.
Find out how to enter now at talksport.com/win.
Good morning to you. Welcome along to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on the world famous talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea, Celtic, Marseille, Nancy striker Tony Cascarino is here. Some of your headlines this morning: Ollie Watkins scored twice as Villa moved above Liverpool into fourth in the Premier League, sealing qualification for next season's Champions League. Pep Guardiola is looking to clinch his third FA Cup, with Man City on their 24th appearance at Wembley under that man. That's brilliant. And Hearts can clinch their first Premiership title since 1960 this afternoon. All they have to do is beat Celtic or get a draw in their own backyard. And here's what Martin O'Neill had to say ahead of the game.
We seem to have a bit of a unified situation at Celtic Park, which has been massive for the side. I don't think it should be underestimated. The team has been kept going by the crowd, and we will need that tomorrow.
Martin O'Neill there speaking in the press conference yesterday. We were talking about age, weren't we, earlier on? Like, what did you say? See, Martin he's a senior gentleman, right? He's 74 soon, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you see him being at Celtic next season?
No. I think he was brought in to do a job and he's achieved it. And I tell you what, he's done a fabulous job of that as well.
Yeah. I worked with him at the Player of the Year Awards last week, and he's just so dry. Like, he's constantly dry, and really good crack at the same time. But he said, I don't sleep. You know, I can't sleep. I'm so stressed. It's hard to enjoy it. This is all before what happened at the Motherwell game midweek. And I did say to him, so you're not sleeping. You're not really enjoying it. But we love that it's you, and we're grateful that it's him as well, because we've clawed our way back into it. Hearts go to Parkhead today to take on Celtic in the final game of the season. Hearts just need that point. They've been outstanding all season.
See, I don't see the draw playing at all today. I think I'd be amazed if it ended a draw, because one thing is for sure, Celtic are going to throw the kitchen sink at Hearts.
Yeah.
Whether they can counter and punish Celtic, I just think that's the way the game's going to play. I just don't see a draw.
Yeah. Let's focus actually on the FA Cup final as well, because we've heard from the Chelsea perspective this morning. Now we can focus on Manchester City side of things, which means it's time for this. Bit of the Smiths, we all love it. This charming man, one of Man City's biggest fans, also happens to be the drummer for one of Man City's greatest bands. Mike Joyce is with us now this morning. Hello, Mike. A very good morning. Thanks for coming on with us.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, a very good morning to you. It's from a senior gentleman here.
I know, Mike. Well, look, as a senior gentleman and you're a Man City fan, and tell us about your relationship with City over the years, because you would have seen the bad days of, because you're a certain age, of when it was grim and dull and Main Road was worn as a football stadium. Tell us how you've gone through them periods.
Well, I mean, you just had to kind of to deal with it. You know, it was always difficult, especially obviously with what was happening on the red side of Manchester. You know, I mean, I had a lot of my friends, you know, United fans, and it got to that point where, you know, as long as kind of City stayed up and we did all right in the derby, then that was about it, really. And of course, everything changed. As obviously circumstances changed, and that there was a flip. With regards to the way that Manchester football was kind of viewed. Obviously, the blue side started to come up. And I remember actually when we won the FA Cup. Oh, no, it was actually when we won the league. And I went to the Co-op just up the road from here, and there's a couple of United fans that I knew in there. And they were furious, absolutely furious. And they couldn't handle it at all. And I said, how many titles have you won? 20, is it? I said, you won't even give us one? And they said, no. So, you know, I mean, that shows you how firmly entrenched that kind of rivalry is here up north. But yeah, I mean, obviously, since that first title, then things have turned around quite a lot up here.
Yeah. Have you had the privilege of meeting Pep along the way, Mike?
I haven't, no. The closest I've ever got was when we were playing the European game, and we were near the front, and as he went past, I went, nice one, Pep. And he turned and gave me the thumbs up, and I nearly fainted. I think, you know, obviously it's regardless of standing, you know, these people are icons to us all, you know, and, you know, even when sometimes I do a little bit of an interview pitch side and, you know, and I'm thinking, well, Doku's just standing right next to me. I get very nervous in the presence of greats, you know, and it's something that, you know, I mean, it's a good thing, really, rather than taking these people for granted.
Oh, I mean, I love hearing that you would still get that little bit starstruck as well. Like, do they know who you are? Listen, what do you see happening today, and what's your thoughts on the rumours that Pep might be on his way out?
Well, I think, I mean, obviously, you know, we battered Chelsea last time we played them. I think that, you know, I mean, I think we should win today. But, you know, I mean, I was down at the Palace final and the United final, and we weren't successful at either of those. So, and also I was at the Wigan game as well many years ago when they scored in the 87th minute, 80th minute, whatever it was, from a corner. So, you know, you just don't know. It's one game, and anything can happen in that game. It's not, form goes out the window. It just depends on what happens on that day. So obviously, I mean, ridiculous to say I don't want anything other than a City win. But I'm hoping we're about 3-0 up at half-time, so I can have a nice relaxing pint. But whether that's going to be the case, I don't know. But, I mean, with regards to Pep, I think he probably will go. I think, you know, I mean, obviously there's always going to be rumours, but it just seems quite strong this time. And I think the fact that he, you know, extended his contract was quite a lovely thing for him to do, because of course he had everything. Once the Champions League was under his belt and on his CV, then you know, what are you trying to achieve, you know, in terms of your you know, a club, and he's done everything at City. But that shows you, I mean, even now, you know, when, you know, we're 2-3-0 up and somebody misses a chance, I think it was Semenyo at the last game, he skied it, and he was absolutely, it was Aki. That was it. He was trying to play a long ball and it went out, and he was furious. He was punching the ground, and it shows you the passion that he's got for the game, regardless of whether we're up or we're drawing or whatever. It's just, you know, that's something that you can't turn on and turn off. And something that is absolutely inherent in his footballing, kind of the way that he approaches the game, and it's absolutely brilliant that he's been around for so long. Well, if he extends it, great. If he doesn't, you know, that's great as well, because I mean, you just mentioned that statistic there, 24 times at Wembley, and it's preposterous.
I know, and it could be another win for him today. Listen, Mike, all the best to you. Thanks for coming on, and good luck to City today as well.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Mike. Bye-bye.
From the Smiths, Mike Joyce there with us this morning. By the way, it's a huge day ahead at 12:30. We'll kind of find out what's happening up the road in Scotland. What a week it has been. Will it be Hearts? Will it be Celtic? Either way, it's been a basket case of the season, and it's been one to remember, that is for sure. Enjoy the game if you're going. Take it easy. All the updates coming for you here on talkSPORT Cast.
And remember, win or lose, either way, it's only a game.
And then what we'll do is all come together in 27 days' time and support Scotland at the World Cup, okay? Let's all be friends. And of course, coming up for you today at 3 o'clock here on talkSPORT is the FA Cup final. Chelsea take on Manchester City. Stay with us across it all up to fight night tonight. with Dave Allen against Philip Hergovich. It truly is a massive day. Stay with us here on talkSPORT. Coming up next for you, it's our FA Cup preview show. We're joining up with TNT.
James Corden is with us in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning, mate.
Good morning,
I'm
James.
so happy to be here.
It's our pleasure. How are you?
I'm really well. Yeah, I'm very good.
Thank you for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
It's lovely to. We've got so much to talk to you about.
For sure.
Before we talk about football, right?
Yes.
I was just going over old stuff that you've done, right?
Mm.
And I was watching with my producer Ollie this morning when you did the Sports Personality of the Year. I think it was 09, 07, I can't remember. It was nearly 20 years ago. And you stood up in front of everyone, right?
Yes.
You gave, as Smithy, you gave this massive speech.
Smithy won Coach of the Year.
And I said to producer, he's got a good memory, right? How nerve-wracking must that have been for you? Was that just insane? Did you have autocue on that? Or was that...
No, there was a prompter, but the issue was with that is we shot that 8 minutes
before
they went live for Sports Personality, so we only had one. We could only do it once.
Yeah.
From the standing up in the crowd, the walking through, doing all the stuff. So also, we had to make sure that lots of people were in the audience because as Sports Personality, they all wait in this room before they go out, and we had to go up to like Freddie Flintoff, and what we had to say to him, we had to go, Freddie, we're going to do this thing. Don't laugh along,
okay?
Because it can't look like it's like a sort of roast monologue.
Yeah,
which is why Freddie's such a brilliant actor. Looks so angry in that we just make out like it's real. Don't just laugh along when we start saying all these things to different people. And the only instruction